Welcome to another episode of the Grappling with Life podcast. My name is Mohammed Yahyawi, and today we are off the reservation in sunny Wales at Muhsen. I'm not going to say your surname.
Hassanin.
Hassanin from Harmony Farm. I know you guys have been anticipating. I thought, you know what, let us have the first episode back in a really, really special place. So Muhsen, welcome, bro.
Welcome to my farm.
Actually, yes. Welcome to the podcast, and thank you for your welcome.
Yeah.
So, how you been?
Been good. I think it was wise to have you here before. You know, have a little recce. You know, work things out, and then you knew how to get in here, innit? Because otherwise you'd have probably still be driving around trying to figure out how to get in. Yeah.
So I tell you guys what he's talking about, because when we came, I think August, right? So I came with my family over here. We came in a motorhome, and he said to me, "Listen, that's not going to get up the track." I was like, "Come on, man! How hard is it going to be? You know, it's a road. Like, you know, I know it's going to be like challenging." He goes, "No, it's not." So anyway, he came, and I got firstly trying to get here. There's no address per se. How does the postman even?
Postman knows.
He knows
he knows his thing. But we've had issues with the post before. But it's a hidden but findable location. If you know what I mean. It's that middle ground.
I mean, you stopped shy of sending us GPS coordinates, bro.
Yeah, I sent you the WhatsApp.
Yes. Location
link. Yeah. And then if you put the address in, Google might turn it into something else, and you go another place.
Yes.
We've had people half an hour away. Because it takes the first line of the address and then changes it, and you're in MP7, which is literally 40-minute drive.
Right.
Yeah. So, or you can end up at the other side of the mountain.
I used your Telegram.
Yeah, Telegram is the pin.
Yeah. So that worked, alhamdulillah. So we got here, and then we kind of. So today. So anyway, just to kind of, he came, picked us up in his 4x4. Drove down. It's about 5 minutes.
About
7 minutes.
Yeah.
From where you picked us up to the farm. And when he started driving, firstly, you're a lunatic, bro.
That was easy driving.
Yeah, lunatic, bro.
I was just doing that just to
scare us.
Yeah, just to show you how easy driving.
Right.
Yeah. I like to be off the floor sometimes.
Yeah, so definitely don't want to be in there. But yeah, so he took us in. Alhamdulillah, I mean, it's a beautiful place. Allah Mubarak, mashallah, and may Allah protect you and protect your family. So my burning question is, we're going to start straight off.
Okay.
Yeah. So you grew up in London, right? So just tell us a bit about your experience growing up in London, and then we're going to get to how you switched from being a civilian to being a farmer. So let's take it from there.
So I grew up in Highbury, on the border of Stokey. So kind of Dalston, Kingsland was where we used to go Ridley Road Market. It was quite interesting watching Top Boy the other day, because I saw the market, and I was
where
like,
the fabric shops are.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I spent a lot of my family in Homerton, Millfields. Yeah,
that's my area, man.
That's your area.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time those kind of areas, and you know, but even when you're in London and you're in the depth of the city, you're still around green. You know, it was still. I remember my dad. You know, maybe I'm 6 or 7, and he's climbing up a cherry tree and he's picking cherries that was at the bottom of the Parkview estate. You know, I had Clissold Park there with the deers, and it's just vast greenery. Like, so I always had
Lee
Valley, of course, Hackney City Farm. So I always had that inclination towards animals and things like that, but it wasn't facilitated as much because, you know, them days your parents were. They were just grafting, innit? It's not like it was a different story back then. I went to Gillespie School as well, and Gillespie Park. At the end of Gillespie Park was like a wildlife haven, and you know. So I always had this kind of urge, even though I was growing up in the city, to always be around nature. Like I remember that as a clear memory, and my dad was really instrumental in that, because that was how we spent our time with each other. So he wouldn't be talking much, he wouldn't be speaking much or anything like that. He'd just be picking cherries, and he's happy because all of this free fruit that no one wants, and we're just getting it and eating it, you know. So, but I went to Highbury Grove School. I started off in Highbury Quadrant, Highbury Grove School. Then I moved to East London. So Ilford area, yeah. So I grew up in teenage years, kind of Ilford and Essex, yeah. And that's when a lot of the kind of identity crisis stuff kicked in as a young man. I think when I was in North London, I didn't ever feel like a lack of belonging. There was always Muslims around. It was Finsbury Park Mosque. That was the kind of mosque that we went to. There was that support. The community was there. I never felt kind of... But when I got to East London, the majority of people were white and English, yeah? And at Essex.
Which some people would like we balk out right now because it's not really like that anymore, is
It's
it?
mad. You go to Chadwell Heath now, there's a mosque there. Yeah. Dua Foods, yeah. I was past the other day, I was like, you what? Dua Foods? Like, there'd have been NF signs on this back in the day.
Exactly.
So, like, all the pubs are closing, you know, and it's become a Muslim area, like Muslim-dominated area. But yeah, that kind of... I remember, it's funny because the time when I became kind of aware of who I am and trying to figure out who I am at that age, and trying to be an Essex boy, like even putting on an accent, you know.
I felt like,
mate, you know what I mean? Like dragging out words.
Yeah.
That I didn't have that accent, but I became that. And then, you know, and why I'm such one of the world's biggest advocate of homeschooling because of that. I believe that the peer pressure and the way that schools are governed and managed create that environment that you just like, children don't really get a chance to really have their identity as much as they would, you know. So but that's my personal experience of it, and I just I kind of lost my way, let's say. So I stuck kind of, you know, when I got to Chadwell Heath school, I was, you know, I would call myself a Muslim and a practicing Muslim. I'd pray Jummah. You know, I wouldn't pray 5 times a day, you know, as just a kid playing basketball, you forget to pray in it. Well, but then the teens kicked in and popularity was just my main goal. Excuse me. Popularity, just going out and, you know, enjoying myself, like being on the street corners, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I lost some years with that, you know, because you get into habits. So, but what I find very interesting is that whenever I got back in nature, whenever I got like, let's say like, even like a big field, like we'll go out on a night out and then we come to a big field, I'd get that. It was almost like a weird reminder, you know, like Allah's there, you know, big field, farm, Allah. Like it was just like that, you know, and that's from the beginning. That's because of my dad and just putting that nature into me, you know, always having our experiences around that. And so that was a theme that I remember like quite strongly in my life. And then it was something that actually brought me back to Islam. I left, you know, I went to uni, and again, just very dark times for me personally. Everyone, you know, experiences uni differently. In my personal experience, it was a dark time. Where did you go? I went to Bucks. I did video production, and can't remember what I did now. Film studies and video production. So, but it was just irrelevant. I didn't.
What was the aim? Was it like I want to get into TV, or was it just let me just do whatever?
Yeah. So I was very good at like kind of performing arts, media. You know, my teachers really pushed me in that direction. Even though I love science and nature and biology, that was another thing from school. It kind of derailed me in that way because they were like, look, your grades are not good enough, so stick to this because this is where you're shining. So you get this encouragement, oh, that's where I'm good at. But actually, I could be good at both. I didn't have to just be good at one thing. I could have just been good at both. It's just the school don't resource it.
It's funny how schools like just, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Like it's one thing.
Yeah. I want to be everything.
Yeah,
know?
Exactly.
You know,
there's phases. You might want to be one thing at one time and something else. And that's the thing I'll try to tell the kids as well, is that like this whole thing of what you want to be when you grow up, it's not what you want to be, it's what kind of person you want to be.
That's it.
That's the most important thing.
I always say that.
Yeah.
I always say that. It's like, I want my kids to be useful. That's all. Wherever they go. If they live in, you know, they decide everything goes to pot here, yeah, and they want to go and live in Malaysia, someone's going to hire them or look to them to do business with them. Yeah. Prefer that than even hire. They don't even care about them getting a job, but just like, can they go somewhere and be useful and impactful in what they're doing?
And it's for character as well. I mean, like, you can be really, really good at what you do, but if you're a scumbag, eventually people are not going to want to be associated with you, no matter how good you are.
That's it.
Yeah, so...
Your character speaks more than all of your skills and your mastery of something. Sometimes I think you can be a really horrible carpenter. and get away with it.
Horrible as
Carpenter,
in...
like meaning you could be really good at carpentry.
Oh, right.
And no one needs to know.
But you're working on your own,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Why I'm thinking that, because I've had some carpenters, they're just awful people. But they're great at what they do, so it's all right, just do your thing, innit?
I'm just going to give you tea and keep it real.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Some jobs you can get away with, maybe bus drivers as well.
I think they only hire... certain type of person.
Exactly.
Sorry, I'm Dad. We've got one ex-guest, one of the guests before was a bus driver.
Oh, is it?
So that's directed at him, bro. Okay, so you've got to uni at Bucks. You're studying media.
I studied at uni.
And you said it was a horrible experience.
Not horrible experience. It was. I don't like looking back at it.
Right.
But the experience itself at the time was hedonistic. It was enjoyable. It was fun. There were some moments where I thought, "Oh man, I've pushed it too far here. Am I gonna die?" And
Whoa.
and then taking your shahada and then promising Allah everything's gonna be right tomorrow, and then the next day it's like, okay, I'm alive now. I had a lot of that. It was just kind of, I think it was just the freedom of uni, and I just caught into the addiction of going out, enjoying myself, and drugs play a role in that. I wasn't an addict, but I used. Yeah, have some more tea. Okay. Now coffee and tea is my addiction, bro.
That's it, bro.
And talking as well. I talk a lot. I need to stop talking so much.
This is exactly what you need to talk for. I want to hear it.
But yeah, so I'm quite open about it because my brother suffered with addiction issues as well. So we've talked a lot about it, and I think it's very good and important for people to see the other side. We went through things because of identity crisis. Feeling misplaced, feeling like you got to prove something, and avoid a feeling of not meaning or purpose. That's why you do those things. That's why you get into that kind of stuff. And yeah, I remember it was 2005. I left uni 2005, and 2005 Millennium Eve. 2005 New Year's Eve, not Millennium Eve. New Year's Eve.
We took me back, Millennium Eve, bro.
Jump back there. 2005 New Year's Eve. Yeah. I said, "This is it. I'm cold turkeying everything." Even cigarettes, and I used to smoke heavily as well. So I was like, I remember taking a pen, like a biro. I heard that habits, like you got to do the same thing in it. So I took a biro and I took out the ink in it, and I was using that. And like before vapes, right? So I'm vaping air.
A vape's still nicotine, bro.
I know. Before we could breathe air and with fruit and whatever, because that would have been my option back then. I would have probably got addicted to that too. But I was like, I've got to do something because it was a habit. And like, I'd get off the bus.
So you're smoking pens?
I'm smoking pens. Air. I was like, they sold air to us, man. That's what they've done. How can we sell air? Have this and burn it and smoke it. So, and back then, them cigarettes were £2 a box.
Yes.
Yeah. I've heard now it's like £20 a box or something.
It's crazy, bro.
£15, £20 a box or something for a box. It's just crazy. But
it's a proper habit, bro.
Yeah, it's
proper investment.
Yeah. Investing in your unhealth, no health. Bro. But so I went cold turkey. But that cold turkey, Islam came.
But can we just, before you get to that cold turkey bit, because there might be people listening that are suffering from maybe trying to quit. What was that like? Talk us through the first week of it. How was it? Was it easy? Was it like...
No, I think I was so determined that I fought myself. I was trying to beat myself, innit?
You had a strong why.
Yeah, I had like, I've got to beat myself.
Right.
I've got to get past this, because if I can do this, I can do anything. And I just had this...
Did you have any withdrawals? Did you have any...
Yeah, man.
What kind of withdrawals did you have?
Headaches, loads of headaches. Yeah, and it's your habit, innit? So it's your tea. So I'm thinking, now I can't go toilet. So before, cigarette, cup of tea, toilet.
Right.
Yeah? So now I can't go toilet. So, but if I don't go toilet, I'm gonna die. So it's got to be wrong. Yeah. If I keep this in, I'm dead. Yeah. So it has to be that I can go.
Wow.
So, but I've heard it's a lot of people that can't smoke, they can't go toilet properly unless they got that Naswar thing.
Shimmer.
Is it shimmer?
Yeah, shimmer.
Yeah, we got the butcher. One of the butchers, he has that. He loves that. Yeah, and he's like, he has that.
It's called is it snuff?
Yeah, they call it snuff.
Is
tobacco
it snuff? Yeah, snuff. Yeah.
Naswar is the Afghani name for it. So I know people that take it and they can't go toilet without it, because nicotine actually sets off a hormone that opens the sphincter. Yeah,
it's like caffeine as well.
Caffeine the same. So
I know a guy. He can fit his finger all the way up to here from the snuff. It's literally eating away.
Yeah.
Just like that. It's crazy, man. It's like
It's
what
an
we do
addiction,
to ourselves.
big time.
Yeah.
I know. We learn stupid things, innit? You know. So yeah, that bit was difficult. I think the hardest part was the lifestyle of like going out and just having to say to people, can't come out. That was the hardest. Because I was working at the time. I was working as a street fundraiser. So my whole...
Well, I can see you doing it, bro.
Yeah, and I did for 9 years doing that, man. So
what was your thing, bro?
Yeah.
So I'm walking past you, yeah?
Oh, right.
Like, who would you pick? Is there people that you don't pick?
Young, impressionable women are the easiest.
Right.
So that was the easiest kind of, you know,
But who's the hardest?
Muslim women.
Who's the hardest?
Assalamu alaikum, sister, that was it.
Right.
That was a pitch. Yeah. Even my friend who was atheist, he used to say, Assalamu alaikum, sister. And he looked Algerian. I said to him, look, just pretend you're Muslim, bro. If you know, I mean, we ain't got no morals. Back then, we had no morals. Yeah. Those morals kicked in later. But at first, it was just sales, just pitching, like, just as much as you can. Because we were target driven. You know, five a day, you get £12 an hour. It was like £500 a week. You know, it was good money.
So who are the hardest ones? Old men?
No, just people that don't give you the time of day.
Like, who would it be like? Because
suits, man. Suits are not going to give you the time of day. But you can pick. You can see a roadman in a suit. You spot it, innit?
Oh, okay.
So you go, yes, my G. And then it's like, and then you spotted it, and he's like, no, I'm on my lunch break. I'll talk to you in a minute. So he's working in London. He's doing his city thing. He's wearing a suit, but he'll come and chat to you. So,
you know what Zach does? Zach, my brother, who's the producer.
Oh.
It's a bit deep, bro. Yeah. So if someone like
I'm worried what's going to come now.
I'm going to get cancelled for this, yeah? But I'm just relaying what he does, yeah? So someone comes to him, he's like, oh, it's coming.
Oh, God. That's naughty.
What are you doing?
We've done all of that as well, man.
Is it?
Yeah, we've done all of that.
So now I know sign language, bro. No problem.
We've done all of that as well. Anything to get someone to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, tricks, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you dropped something, yeah? And then, like, what?
No. He wasn't the fundraiser. When a fundraiser came
right.
he goes,
all right.
So the guy's, no, sorry.
We did that to stop people.
No. Right. No, he's the other. He doesn't want to get stopped, innit?
Right.
So, but he doesn't.
Pretends he's deaf.
Yeah, basically. Exactly.
Fair enough. That's the easy way to get rid of it. People used to ask me, how do you stop? I said, look, if you don't want to get stopped, just tell the man you don't want to talk to them. That's it.
Yeah.
But there's just people who are kind of coerced into it, innit? So
that's a racket, though, bro, man.
It is now. Back then, it wasn't.
Right.
Back then, it wasn't. You know what? I can't even say it is now. I won't say it is now. There were elements of rackets in that. But there were good people. There were good players. It's almost like saying our phone shop's rackets. You're going to go to one phone shop and they're going to try and sell every single contract to every single person who walks through the door. There's no morality behind their sales, isn't it? But it's the same. So our company was very, like, I was the first fundraiser in that company, and I built my training around morality. So my guys, and that's why I left in the end, because I felt like what I was teaching them and what I was trying to get across to the public and all these good causes and trying to raise money for solid, good causes was just falling on deaf ears, because these youths they were just on another level, man. They were just like making up bank details, you know, fraudulent stuff, sexual assault. It went on and on and on the list. Like, I was coming into work to deal with racism grievances. Like, it was just crazy. It was crazy. So, but that was a very educational time for me. But obviously, I developed my Islam through that time. So was this the
same time as going for
Cold Turkey?
Turkey,
so
doing a sales job?
Yeah.
Right.
So Cold Turkey, that was 2000. I met my friend he made me like that. He was like, "Look, you got to quit all of this stuff, man." Even though he wasn't Muslim, he's an atheist, Cuban guy. He's like, "Because you're letting yourself down," you know. So he was and he could put me onto a lot of motivational talkers, and you know, back then it wasn't really the internet. There's not as much. It was like books. We were reading books. I was reading
Brian Tracy, all those guys.
Yeah, Seven Habits.
Yeah. Stephen Covey.
Yeah. Robert Greene.
Yeah.
So I started reading that kind of stuff, literature, and just wanted to better myself, really. And then I'm like, well, I don't need all this, man. I got Islam, you know. And I had a teacher as well, a teacher who, you know, gave me, you know, what Islam is really about. And I had a good Jamaat around me as well. I had good brothers around me, always trying to bring me back. Because they knew when I was, you know, sort of 17, 18, I was into all of that. And I left for a little bit, and they're always trying to bring me back. So, yeah, so I kind of came back to Islam at that point. And coming back to Islam changes your goals, right? Because now money's not as a big thing. You know, what you want to do now, you're asking yourself, well, now I want to get married. I want to do have proper life. So that I ended up buying a house with my mum, and it was literally at this cusp of either I stay in London. I was working a lot. I got offered a flat in Angels for 6 months, paid up already. It was above a bar. I had to work in a bar for a couple of nights a week. I would have been living haram big time. So it was at that point that I decided, no, I'm going to stay and I'm going to buy a place with my mum. So we looked into that, and then it worked out. We bought a place. We moved to Croydon, and then down in Purley. So, and that was family friends that we grew up with were around the area. So the environment was much better. It was much more conducive for supportive, like good, meetings of good people and all that kind of stuff. And then from that, I got the bug for good food. So it started with food. This whole farming thing started with food. Yeah. So in sort of post 2000, so from 2006 to 2010, let's say, I had a big struggle with my weight. So I went up to about 22 stone.
What's that in kilos, bro?
That's 22 stone. It's about 120 kilo, maybe. Right? So I'm 5'11". Yeah.
120
I was fat.
kilos. That's a big boy, bro.
I was very fat. I was getting out of breath. Walking upstairs and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And
what kind of food were you getting into, though?
Just eating, man. Just eating and just being deluded about myself, really.
What, like snacks or like?
Yeah, just
cooking yourself meals, or what was it?
Eating out,
Right.
not exercising, not training, and then and I was around brothers that were doing that. In fact, the beginning of it was LDG.
Right.
Right. So I met a brother who become Muslim.
Is his name Muhammad?
No, the brother who become Muslim is.
Because I asked him about Khalid about him.
Oh, what?
But I think you forgot his name.
Yeah, no.
His name's
Chris.
Chris. That's right.
Everyone knows him because he left Islam.
Right.
Yeah. But this brother in LDG, right? I'm there, and I'm.
Do you know what's his surname?
Chris. Yes, Chris Cummings. Chris Cummings. He's black belt, BJJ.
Chris Cummings.
His teacher was. What's his name? Michael Russell.
Michael Russell, yeah.
So he used to teach at LDG. He started at LDG, and we joined that jiu-jitsu club. So I'm there like 115 now, gone down a little bit, but 115 kg.
Yeah.
Triple XL gi. It's tight. I'm just a big monster, you know.
Is that him?
No, that's not. Cummings, he's all that.
What did I say?
Michael Russell is the teacher.
No, but who's
Chris Cummings.
Chris Cummings.
Yeah. So, Chris, I still talk to Chris, but he was Muslim. He became Muslim, and then he just decided that Islam wasn't. That's him there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. Just Islam don't work for him. That I understand. I can understand. It's just it was difficult at the time because that was what our relationship was predicated on, isn't it? Our relationship's not predicated on that anymore. But interestingly, this guy was a bodybuilder. So
Right.
do you remember there was a so Khalid knew about it. There was a bodybuilding gym that used to be in a pool hall in Ilford. Everyone used to go there. It was the meatheads gym, innit? And he used to train there. Khalid was known for that as well. They used to train there. It was a proper roid head gym. Yeah, everyone was just mad on it, you know?
Do you remember Legends in Dalston?
No.
That was, I'm not saying it's a roid head gym, but let's just say there's some hench guys in there, but it's like topless doing...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what, and Chris was like that. It was so impressive, yeah? And that's what got me, because it was like, look, this guy, and he's like, and then he goes, look, just come gym with me, yeah? So he become Muslim, and he's like, let's go gym together. The LDG's opened up. It's Lions Den Gym by Chadwell, so we used to go there. Then I'll just train. I couldn't even push the bar. Yeah. Then a few reps, and I'm failing on the bar. I'm like, I'm 115 kg, and I'm failing on a bar. Yeah. That's how weak I was. Like, there's no exercise, no training. Very, very quickly, within a year, the training got to me, the diet, but the diet was wrong still because it was very processed food. Protein shake,
right?
Loads of like processed stuff. So
it's just getting calories in it.
Yeah. Although I was losing weight and I was feeling better, I was also having digestive issues. So then this whole journey of nutrition came in, and that's when I started really researching nutrition, and I got into the kind of ancestral health model, which is like basically animal based living, right? So it's having the pyramid switched around, and they say meat products a little bit, and then loads of grain. You flip it around, you have no grain and lots of meat products. So it's eggs, fish.
Almost like carnivore diet.
Almost carnivore. Yeah. Almost carnivore with fruit and some nuts and some raw dairy and stuff like that. And that's when I saw huge changes in my life, like in terms of my focus, my fitness. I dropped down to 85 kg. Could do 25 pull-ups, right? No problem. It was mad, right? And Chris, I remember I got a ganglion on my hand. I had to get cut out because I was using wrist straps to do pull-ups. And Chris was like, just going at it with the pull-ups. You just give yourself a ganglion, right?
That lump that you get on the ligament.
Yeah. So, that was a big change. But what happened with that turn of food and everything is then it started putting me in touch. It put me back in nature again, because food is nature, right? So now...
So what year was this now?
This is 2010.
Right.
Yeah.
So when did you move here?
2015.
So that's... Okay, so we're 5 years out.
5 years before I've got here, right. I am now, I
still don't see it, bro.
Yeah. So it's a...
25 push-ups, eating meat, and then farmer. I want to see that.
So there is a very logical thing. So I went to a course, and it was called the Weston A. Price Foundation's annual conference. Okay, this is a British UK conference, and at that UK conference, this is Wise Tradition in Food and Farming. That's what they're known for. Wise traditions in food and farming. Yeah, okay. Wise traditions in food and farming. And just that title alone, it makes you think.
Why did you, I don't understand, how did you even get to that?
I got to that because of the food that I was eating. So the food that I was eating.
So you were just researching.
And it kept on coming up. Grass-fed meat, raw milk, sourdough bread, fermented foods. So all these things that kept coming up in all these places I was seeing. And also my own results, and then the health I was getting from it. I started to sort of navigate towards that. And I went to this conference, and that was life-changing, because it was like, now you're meeting producers, people who are actually creating food from grass. They're breeding pigs, cows, sheep, turning that into products and selling them. And that was like, it just turned it a little bit. And also, I'm trying to find that kind of meat. So, but all of it's haram, right? So I'm the only Muslim at this conference, yeah? The other Arab woman there was a Christian, right? Literally, there was no one there. I even asked a question to the head of the thing. I said, look, you guys talking about bacon all the time, because bacon is really healthy food, right? If you get the right bacon with no nitrates, it's a good source of fat. People don't know that. They think straight away pig is unhealthy. It's like, look, pig is not unhealthy. Bad pig is unhealthy. Bad chicken is unhealthy. Chicken that's raised organically is not bad for you. Chicken that's raised in a commercial situation is going to eventually, and I would even argue it's not even that bad for you. It's better than plant-based tofu or something, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, that's another subject. We'll get into that. There's a total thing, but yeah. So
can I ask you a bit about your diet, bro? Because I'm interested in this whole carnivore thing, bro. Yeah. So not carnivore, but like going more meat, the upside down pyramid. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm suffering. Can you see my skin here, bro?
To be honest, I can't really see right now because I ain't got my glasses.
Okay, right. So I've got a bit of redness on my cheeks. And I've been doing some research. It's all gut-based, isn't it? Like psoriasis and all that stuff. Carnivore diet keeps coming up. Now, that's a bit too raggle for me, yeah? To go and just eat meat all the time. How did you do it?
So I didn't ever do carnivore.
That's what I'm saying. So what did you do instead? Like, because you said you were more meat based.
Yeah, I followed now it's the Saladino model, right? Which is but less fruit. So Saladino is known as the carnivore MD, and people cuss him all the time because he eats more fruit than most fruitarians, right? He eats a lot of fruit, but he burns off a lot of that as well. So he's explaining that fruit helps when you're eating a carnivore diet. So there's kind of different madhabs in it, let's say.
Right, I got you.
There's the kind of Sean Baker, meat, steak only, 6 years, done. No talking about anything else. Bit of salt, bit of fish.
So breakfast, bro, like
steak.
Are you serious, man?
Steak and eggs, yeah. So I stopped thinking breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Okay.
Stop thinking like that. Food and nourishment, that's it.
So when you're hungry, you eat.
And my dogs eat. Sometimes they miss a day because I forget to take the food out, right? Then they'll have that same food at 7 o'clock in the morning, right? And it's the same as me. I was say, you know what? I forget forget this meal that I'm having now. Because we go, dinner, don't we? So it's this whole idea of dinner, right?
Yes.
But if I just took that out and put these labels and just said food, nourishment, I'm hungry and I need to eat, that's kind of more where the carnivore diet comes in. So Sean Baker is very famous for that. And a lot of them fast as well. They do a lot of fasting, which is known to have absolutely amazing benefits, right? We all know that anyway. We've been talking it for years and everyone's all saying how beneficial fasting is and so on and so forth. So
eat when hungry, and when you do eat meat and eggs.
That's it, basically.
And what are you drinking?
Water.
Obviously loads of water.
But
coffee.
I won't say loads of water. I won't say loads of water. Sometimes I have coffee. That's my nemesis. And I know whenever Ramadan comes, I don't drink coffee.
Right.
And I feel 1 million times better. 1 million times better. Coffee is a drug, and I am addicted to it. And when as soon as Ramadan, whose Eid comes, it's like 4 coffees. Like, why is that? You know, I'm like, because I want that feeling. Yeah. But at the same time, it's not haram, and it's not. It's not. You know, it's not something.
Destructive.
It's not so destructive. Yeah. It can be. It can be. But yeah. So when it comes to drinking, it's just broth. I have a lot of broth-based stuff. So the sauce that the meat's in, that's a lot of fluid in there. You're drinking that, and you're getting all of your electrolytes and your essential fats and your proteins, your amino acids, all coming out of that juice, right? So you're having that, and then I may have some sparkling water, and I may have some just alhamdulillah. I've got nice spring water here that comes from the farm.
So that tap over there.
All spring, yeah.
So where is it coming from?
On the bedrock.
But on your property.
Goes all the way down 90 meters. We pump it up through a borehole tank. So a tank with a borehole pump in it.
Yeah.
And then it goes up 80 meters to our tank, and then that drops down into the house and drops down to all the pipe that you see everywhere. So
Sick.
yeah, and that's just fresh. Yeah. That's beautiful. That was one of my main goals for that.
I noticed the tea tastes different as well.
It's cleaner, definitely. Like there's no, like now if I go somewhere I can just taste chlorine. I can just taste it, I can feel it, I can taste it. I had a shower in Sheffield the other day. Lovely, beautiful environment. Looking not the other day, it was a year ago. Looking outside, greenery, went in the shower, and it's bleach. That's how I just wash myself with bleach.
That's crazy, man.
Because I'm so sensitive to it.
Is it? Can you hear the wind?
Right.
Is it all right? Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, the guys at home, you're gonna get the full experience right here. It's actually getting chilly, bro.
Is it? You feeling cold?
Not cold.
No.
Not cold. Come on, I'm a G, bro. I'm joking. No, but I like it because last time I was here, it was baking. It wasn't baking. It was hot.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
No, you caught a hot time.
Yeah. So let's get to. So you went to this conference.
So I went to the conference and I started asking questions about how food is now produced. So then, organic halal. And the only organic halal was actually started by my teacher through a brother that we knew called Muhammad Rida. And he started up Abraham's Halal Meat, or Abraham's Natural Produce at the time. Wanted to call it Abraham's to be a bit more kind of,
perennial.
Yeah, perennial.
Okay, yeah.
He didn't want to make it too Islamic because he wanted to kind of touch on certain markets and it's clever. He did a clever job. And he got into Harrods and he was, was about to get some contracts and stuff like that. But he loves to start stuff and just like blast it, and then he's like, I'm bored of this now, kind of thing. Right? That's what it seems like anyway. I don't know if that's how it was, but he's just a high flyer. The brother's a high flyer, and he gets stuff done. I don't know. It's still there. It's still there. So then Abraham's then got sold, and then I'm now trying to source this meat, and I come across Abraham's, and I find out a friend of mine has just taken it over, Zeki. So Zeki bought it from after Muhammad Rida sold it to someone else. He bought it off someone else, and now it's still going till this day. So I kind of joined forces with them a little bit, and then that's when I really got the bug, because I'm now going sourcing animals.
This is before the farm.
This is before the farm.
Right.
So there's a lot more that happened in that time, but that conference was what set me on that.
The catalyst. Yeah.
There was a catalyst for that, because I had to try and source this meat, and then I was drinking raw milk, and then I started helped start Be Mercy, which is a honey company. We even had a market store in Chatsworth Road. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
We're doing that
That's
funky market
up the road.
Literally from where you are, Millfield. You can't Chatsworth Road.
Yeah.
So we had a market store there. We had a market store North Cross Road in Dulwich, North Dulwich. We had a market store in Brixton. Had a market store, a South Bank Food Market, and we were just banging out honey all over the country, kind of going to food events and stuff like that. And that was a really enjoyable time, and also again learning about food, good quality food. And I used to have a few tablespoons of honey, a little bit of biltong, and I'll be doing 18-hour days. Yeah.
Hey, bro, where can we get some biltong, man?
Biltong. I know about one brother. It's called Gourmet. I'll find out. A friend of mine.
Yeah, I really want to. I heard it's really good for protein, like snacks.
Yeah, it's good. This brother's clean. He buys. He hasn't kicked off yet. He's a cousin of a friend of mine. So, and it's good quality. He sent me a bunch just to taste. And actually, you reminded me that I've actually got to try and get that on our website as well. Yeah.
Cool.
So, but yeah, I then got onto kind of, the journey to farms and learning about farming and learning about raw milk production, and then the war against this stuff. That's what really caught my attention. Like, why are these people mashing up people who want to sell raw milk? Farmageddon, for example, people going in with guns and emptying out milk on the ground because it's illegal substance. It's still illegal. I can't. Yeah, it's called farm. Yeah, it's true. In America, they war against people who produce raw milk, right?
Who?
Just the government agencies and whatnot, right? Because it's an illegal substance. Right?
Raw milk is illegal.
Yeah, in this country it's illegal.
No.
You can't sell that. Yeah, I can't sell that milk.
You can drink it for yourself,
but I can buy it from the farmer. Okay, so the farmer can sell it direct to consumer. So he can't sell that in a supermarket. You can't just go to the supermarket and buy raw milk. Right, you have to buy it from a farmer. So I went to a conference called a consultation about raw milk. I think it was about 13. And that was when I was like, this is crazy, man. How people, why are they fighting against this so much? What is the reason? So I got there and I'm thinking it's going to be like 15 people in a place. This place was packed. We couldn't even get in. I was standing out the outside and everyone was just shouting at these people, man. There was the dairy industry. So the dairy industry had their 2 representatives and then we had 2 representatives.
It's like cartels, bro.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, what the dairy industry did, they sent like this pretty woman who was basically like media ready and all that kind of stuff, but she got smashed to smithereens by this group because they were like, a man stood up, he said, okay, we open up for questions. He stood up, he said, how dare you? Starts off like that. He said, I can walk into a supermarket and buy a knife. I can walk into a supermarket and buy cigarettes, but I cannot walk into a supermarket and buy life-saving raw milk. And now you want to ban non-bovine milk. How dare you? Like that. And I thought, do not mess with white people's food. Right? This man was bellowing. Right? He was bellowing. He was a bellowing upper class, corduroy wearing, yeah?
Fox hunting,
all of that. And he's like, no, you're not doing that.
He's right though, man.
Of course. And that we must align with the conservative values. A lot of the conservative values are true, the traditions. But so that got me. I'm like, how come there's such a fight? And now it's kind of blatant, yeah? Because raw milk, carnival diet, they say if you do that, you're more than likely going to be...
Dead.
No, you're more than likely going to be right-wing.
Serious?
They align meat eating with right-wing. Yeah? Left is more vegetarian. Right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
What does that make us? Nazis, bro.
As I'm saying.
To the right,
I'm like, I'm Hitler's right-hand man now.
Exactly,
you know?
this amount of meat you eat, bro. I love it.
You know? But and people then say things like...
Make sure don't clip that bit where it says I'm Hitler's right-hand man and just have it on loop.
Hitler's right-hand man. Hitler's right-hand man.
Start making tunes out of it, bro.
So, and it's so kind of, disheartening to think that animal-based nutrition has had such a demonization to a point where, you could just go back 100 years and look at our recipes and you will not see a seed oil, you will not see refined sugars, you will not see so many of these things. And then we want to sit there and blame the animals for that thing. We want to blame butter, right, for what seed oils have done. We want to blame sugar. We want to blame animal fats for what sugars have done. And it's just going on and on. And it will take 100 years before people go, this is a load of nonsense.
Well, this is what happens when you allow corporations to dictate health in their own interests and actually, influence politicians and influence policy. America's worse than here, man.
Of course.
At least here we've got some sort of...
That's what that consultation told me. That's what I saw. I saw UK, you ain't going to mess with them, man.
Yeah.
There's too many voices on a local level. It just can't happen.
Yeah.
And that actually, the end of that consultation, they actually decided not to ban non-bovine, because what it was, they were going to say...
Non-bovine in goat milk, sheep...
So all of that was going to be banned, and you would not be able to buy it even from a farmer. Right. So one of the people that was on the panel.
Can I ask why? Why did they give a reason why?
No.
So they just said we're going to ban it. And
so the consultation, how it works is we're going to do this consultation, okay? Yeah. So if no one turned up, they would have just done it.
Right.
At the end of the consultation, we have understood from the consultation that the raw milk consumer is not going to walk blindly into a purchase, which is what our concern was. And the information that the raw milk consumer has about their the way that they consume has dictated that we won't take this tact anymore. So that was what I'm paraphrasing what they said. But the end result was that they basically were saying that because someone could end up buying this raw milk and it's inherently dangerous, but you don't. No one ever buys raw milk.
Because it's not pasteurized, basically.
No one ever does that because you always go to the farmer and you're always seeking it out. So there is a mechanism in place that you can't passively buy it. You're going to buy it from a farmer, it's important.
So I don't understand. So
they were trying to ban it because they didn't want people in the public to get hold of it easy, right? Because they say it's inherently dangerous.
Right.
Because of E. coli and other foodborne illnesses. And there is some evidence to suggest that
But how would someone get raw milk
from farmers' markets?
Yeah.
Or online?
Yeah, but farmers, aren't they regulated? And
they are.
So
so they were saying to ban it because they're banning the non-bovine because they're saying that now because there's so many possibilities of you buying it.
Right.
Whereas bovine, they couldn't have done bovine because everyone would have been like, "What are you talking about? You can't ban this." But it's not. It's illegal in Scotland. So it's not like it's just around the corner. In Scotland, you cannot buy raw milk. Yeah, you have to come up down to the border. It's like when we were buying it from a farmer, it was like a dodgy deal. That's what it felt like. It's like put it in the back. You know what I mean?
That's mad.
Car park business, yeah. And I used to say, we're shot in milk.
High grade
milk, man. The real white stuff. But,
Breaking Bad, man.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's nuts, bro. So that kind of got your brain ticking over.
That's what caught me up because I'm like, we need to.
How old were you at the time, bro?
So I was 20. When did I get married? 28. So 25, 26. No, 27 maybe.
So you're a young man looking into the old man. Really, it's an old man's game, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a mistake as well because it should be a young man's game. We need to put our energy into those things.
Yeah, 100%. Bro.
So securing the food system.
If you zoom out, you look at all the farmers. They're all great, like silver surfers, bro.
But the thing is, the reason why
they've been in it for,
and they're doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong. You know, not wrong. I'm not saying wrong, but they're doing what they know. Yeah, and we need innovation in farming, but we also need innovation in consumer practices. Said farming, you would not believe the money farmers make. Yeah, my neighbour was telling me he paid the same money. He got paid the same money for a cow in 1986 that he got paid the other day. Like, it's crazy.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
He got paid the same amount of money for a cow, right?
Yeah.
Cash, that he got paid in 1986. There's no difference in how much he's being paid for that cow. So £600. £600, right? So £600 back then would have been silly money. Right?
Yes.
And I don't know if he was talking about exchange rate but basically the price hasn't changed compared to the feed or whatever. I don't know if you went that deep into it.
So for 600, whatever the comparative price of £600.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because otherwise it would have dropped, innit?
Yeah. So and basically what he's saying is that my property is £500,000.
Yeah.
But my cows are still selling for the same price. He goes, that doesn't make sense. And, you know, he put all his monies together. He's got I counted 55 cows the other day on the farm. I was walking there. So he's a 55 herd plus 200 sheep, makes £12,000. That's after all of his money deducted. He made 12 grand. So how can you live off of that? You know? You see what I mean? And he said, I feel like a failure. You know, and I hate hearing that. He's 73. Yeah, he's still out there farming. He's had 2 hip replacements, cancer-free times. I mean, he's still there chasing sheep.
Cancer-free times.
3 times. Yeah. So, you know, it's but yeah.
But what is it because factory farming has pushed the prices down? Is that what the issue is?
Supermarkets. Not so much factory farming. Factory farming.
Supermarkets have got their own farms.
The retailer takes the most. Yeah. So the system is designed for that. So you get paid. You know.
Oh, so the retailer dictates what you should what your stock is worth, basically.
That's it. So the
we're
market,
paying you this much.
It's a very market sensitive thing, yeah. So like if you look at, like, you'll see a butcher. I know a butcher there doing 20 lambs a day, yeah. He's going to make £1 a kilo on the lamb because he can't raise the price. Because if he raises the price, people won't buy from him. It's very price sensitive, especially halal meat, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I take a killer cow, yeah, buy a cow from a farmer, I'm going to get it for about £1,200, between £1,100 to £1,400, depending on the weight, yeah? That £1,400 as a carcass now is going to cost me £250 to butcher it with a good butcher. I've now got it into cuts. I'm going to make £4,000 on that cow as a retailer.
Right.
Yeah?
And how much has gone into it?
I've paid £1,400 plus 200. Let's say £1,500. So the retailer's getting £3,000. That butcher is going to get £3,000 in the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got the packaging and there's so much other stuff that comes into it. Yeah. So like if you're selling a cow, you'd have your boxes, your couriers, and so on and so forth. But a cow can turn you in to give you £4,000 retail value.
So the farmer's getting stiffed. So the butcher's making money.
And then the butcher...
Supermarket making money.
But the butcher is getting paid by the supermarket, so they hire their own butchers. So the supermarket's making that money because that steak that comes in a bag is then retailed to you as a pack and so on and so forth. So, you know, that's a very crude kind of assessment of it. There is nuance in that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not just as simple as that. But it is the raw material at the end of the day. The same as timber. Timber's even worse. Timber, you cut a tree down. I got a forest there. You cut a tree down. And that tree can make you thousands if you cut it up and distribute it. But you ain't going to be able to do that because you're going to need to dry it. You need to process it.
You
need
the
that
facilities
kit
to do it, yeah.
So that makes sense, right? Sawmills and all that got the kit, right? So it's kind of like that. Like the butchery is the industrial side, part of it. But I just thought that if you can control that pound, and then also in my nutritional journey, I come across a farmer called Joel Salatin who was talking about controlling that dollar and how you can sell direct. And being selling direct, you can actually make money farming and revitalize farming and regenerate the ground and the earth at the same time and become the custodian of the earth again. And that's how he talks. I was like, that's a Muslim right there. And I even said, he says we are doing this for Allah, for God. That's what he said. I said, that meat is halal. I always say that. I said, that meat, if he killed it, that meat's halal because he's purely doing it. He's saying this is for God's sake, right? So, but yeah, so that kind of, that pushed me more and more. You can see now how it's getting in the head, right?
I get it.
More and more, I started going to farms. I'm going farmers markets. I know all of the farmers name by name, and then I started a little business.
You get a hat like that, but boom, that's it.
I had to do it. Yeah. I had a barball jacket and everything.
Did you? Shotgun laid over your arm like that?
For no reason.
For no reason, yeah. Walking around Chatsworth Market.
Exactly. But then there was a tipping point where I left work. So 2014, I left work and I started up a food business. So I started my own organic kind of delivery to your door, fruit, veg, milk, cheese, like Abel and Cole, but halal. Yeah. So we started that.
What was it called?
It was called Khalis Organics. Yeah?
Khalis,
yeah. So we were just doing, the rounds, East London, a little bit East London, a little bit North London, just driving around customers, built up a little list. People loved it. You write a newsletter, interact with them. It did really well, and we could have expanded that and we could have grown it. We needed more investment, but at the same time, we had to pay somebody, and I was like, look, shall we can't compete with, we couldn't compete with fruit and veg. It was just too difficult because the prices. Excuse me. But at the same time, then we combined with Abraham's. So Khalis then became Abraham's Organics.
So you merged?
Yeah, we merged. And we came together, and I became an official partner in Abraham's. And at that moment is just when I moved to the country at that point, because I'd just one step before that was that whilst I was doing that business, I'm starting getting a bug. So we started looking for a property, and then all my family said yes. So we just did it. All of us moved out here in 2015.
Mad. Yeah. So who's moved? Who's living with you at the moment? So if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, no, of course. It is a little bit sensitive at this moment in time. Right, so it's interesting that because obviously we did this as a family. Yeah. So it was, I had 2 kids, my stepdaughter and my son. My sister wasn't married at that time. My brother was on the streets, addicted to drugs, sadly. and my mum wanted to retire. So I kind of put the idea of getting a farm, and then, you know, did my sales and pitched it, and eventually it just dropped, and everyone was like, this is a good idea. So then we started searching for properties, and, you know, I fed the dream continuously. Yeah,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Constantly going
doing
for
that whole street salesman thing.
Yeah, like I did a whole even 2 weeks before exchange. My wife's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not living with your mum. Can't do it. It's just too much. So we're just going to clash. It's going to be a problem. I said, listen, we've already paid £50,000 deposit. I said, I'll scrap that tomorrow. I'll scrap that money tomorrow. Yeah. If you say to me now, I don't want to do it, we'll stay here. Yeah. And we just scrap that deposit and we scrap this whole idea. I said, but you have to know that you're the reason for that. I said, so whatever dream was going to come out, you killed it. And you have to take responsibility for that, because I'm not gonna do this with resentment. Yeah. She was like, and she's like, straight away, decision made. She was like, okay. Right. This is 2 weeks before we moved it. So anyway,
and where were you living at? Croydon?
Yeah, I was in Croydon.
Yeah.
No, I was in Barnet with my missus. My mum was in Croydon. And yeah, you know, for the first few years there was ups and downs, but it was okay. But just recently, not too long ago, April this year actually, my mum and my sister moved out, and my brother-in-law and her baby. Yeah. So, and it's been a bit tense, to be, you know, quite frank. But at the same time, we've had so much. The kids are growing up with their grandma. They've had that. That's in their memory, innit? Their first 6 years of their life was with their grandma.
Alhamdulillah.
And you have to look at the benefits of that. That's my dog.
How's his chest, by the way, man?
Yeah, it's better.
Was he them again? Kobe?
No, this is Basil.
Oh, Basil.
Yeah.
Is it after Basil Brush?
I don't know. We just got him in it.
Oh, his name was Basil when you got him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got him. He's as big as his head. He was only that big.
Serious?
Right, dog, go on. Inside.
Come
Inside. Go on. Inside. Inside. Well, you can't hear because I've got headphones on. Basil, inside.
It's all right.
Inside. No, he's going to distract us. Inside. Come on. Inside. All the way.
We're leaving this in, bro.
Yeah, that's
We're
fine.
leaving this in. Basil, poor Basil just ducked out, bro.
No, he had to go. Trust me.
Where's he going?
He's just going to go around there. He's just coming to peek and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then he'll sit there and he'll try to just jump up on me. And it's distracting. I can't focus. The dog's trying to run himself off, isn't he? But yeah. So yeah, just.
So this is the first summer with
This is the first summer.
the whole team, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, there's ups and downs. You know, but at the end of the day, it just got to that point where we just weren't working, and you have to. Like, I had to call it. I was like, I can't. This cannot continue. It's unhealthy. It's toxic.
Yeah.
It became that. You know, I think that's one of the things I will put out to people if they're going to make this decision. They have to understand that it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah, people say that all the time. Love my mother-in-law to be involved. Love my family to be involved. Whatever. But the reality is, we've been brought up in an individualistic age, and the majority of those mechanisms that would have been in place in a village are not here anymore.
Yeah.
There's too much security. Simple. There's too much security for people to worry about being exiled, for example. Yeah, that won't happen. Yeah, I can do it without you. It's just kind of, don't need you. Even to a man and a woman, if the man leaves the woman, I'll just go and get benefits. I'm a single mum now, innit?
Yeah.
So there's a security net there in place. Those mechanisms were actually there to, you know,
split the family apart. Yeah.
Exactly. They you know,
because you're not trying. You don't need to try anymore.
That's it. You could just kick. You know, I can
it's all based around feelings,
identify as whatever now, and all that kind of stuff as well. You're going to bring that all into it, but
also you're governed by your feelings.
That's it.
Like one day you don't like. You're not going to tough you out. So I've been watching this thing called Homestead. Have you heard of it? Homestead. It's like a Discovery Plus program.
No.
Yeah. So it's this really wild guy, bro. Yeah.
Wild guy. Just put it down.
He basically, you know, America's known for this like living
Prepping,
out.
yeah,
that kind of
so
stuff.
he's in Alaska, is he?
He's actually Alaskan, that's right. But he goes all over America.
Okay.
So we were talking about like no one. You're literally in the middle of nowhere, bro. There's nobody. Like you look around, you know, here you can see houses and whatnot. There you look around, it's just wolves, bro, and bears and
trees,
trees, and
lakes,
wild weather. So obviously his thing was like, if you're gonna like, so he goes and helps them kind of fix their homestead, and he first starts with the family.
Of course.
That's the first thing he does. He goes right. He starts chatting to them. Like there was one, like the dad wouldn't let them do anything. So the two younger kids, so the kids about 17, one's 17, one's 18. Yeah, and they're just laying around playing PlayStation, bro, and just chilling in there, bro.
Mad.
But then when he dug deeper, he realized the dad doesn't want them to do anything because he feels guilty that he took them from where they were and pulled them into this scenario
So you
where
can relax.
Yeah, so he's like, I don't want to, but he's like, listen, you're not going to survive if in this. So anyway, there's really really cool. So, but in every single episode,
He attacks and goes straight for
number one, family. How are you guys together?
Yeah.
What's the husband and wife situation? The kids, are they pulling their weight? You know, all this stuff. So yeah, you're right, man. Especially if you're gonna live in somewhere like that. Like, I mean, Rashid was asking actually on the way here about well, like having horses. Does he have horses? Like, oh, I'd love if I had some. I'd have a horse. And I said, listen, bro, like. I've got a cat here, and I'm seeing the litter is long. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm like, can you imagine having? He's thinking you're bare chested, like running through your forest, bro.
What he wants is the Usain Bolt through the finish line.
Yes.
Yeah? Not the vomiting in the training.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. That's
what it is. It's like we always we see
but
that.
looking at it from the outside, we see Lama Burdick, like we see.
Of course.
But
it's pure struggle.
When I was with you, that just one.
I've cried so many times.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro.
Cried, stressed.
You told me stories like it's raining and then like the thing is not working. The pump. Remember you said to me that someone left the pump on or something.
Yeah, the taps.
The taps, and it flooded in a certain area. Then you had to go, like, and then you cut yourself with a chainsaw, and then. Do you see what I'm saying? So
you're constantly, you're constantly. And what's very important, what you mentioned about that program when he starts with the family is because the whole thing is about people.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's what I always say to my kids. I said, if you can work people, you can work anything. Because people are going to run businesses. Of course, a bit techie, you can talk to AI and all that kind of stuff. That's coming now, right? But eventually, you're going to need to get your message to people.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just going to be you and AI, right? Maybe, I don't know, but
that's
people. We are a religion of people.
Yeah.
You know, mu'amalat, dealings with people. We have a whole fiqh on that.
Yeah.
On how to deal with people and character. You have people.
Dinu Jama'ah, innit?
Exactly. And dealing with my teacher says, he said, Tajweed is learning about people. So what? Tajweed about people? Yeah, because every letter is more difficult. One's easy, some is easy, some's hard. You know, some people are yeah. Some people are right?
Yeah,
some people are ha, you know, that's what it is, right? So and we have to accept all of that. And you know, sometimes you wouldn't even understand it. It'd be someone's a bit rough and they're a bit gruff and they're a bit tough, yeah? But that's the person you need in your life right there and then. And you think, what's up with this guy? But they turn out to be the most loyal or the best. And to know that people can turn as well and change. So that is the family dynamic. It's a small version of the city, you know? And I always ask that question, what if you were the ruler of a country? What would you do? And that's how you have to ask, because you haven't got that power. You know, what would you do? And that's kind of how you have to be with your little family. So that's so important, especially this kind of environment. I think if we moved somewhere and we all had our little jobs and stuff, it would be completely different. But because everything was in the house, everyone's depending on each other, the environment itself is a hard environment. You know, we heat ourselves with wood. So all of the wood that comes in from the forest, chopped in. So you know, you got to have the right kit. You got to have the right people around you. You know, and it's without that, you're going to have chaos. You know, now my sister and my mum have left. There's a gaping hole, yes, but at the same time, there's a bit more peace of mind because, like, for me personally, the worry that my mum's going to be cold, the worry that my nephew's going to be cold because I haven't got enough hot water or I haven't got enough heating. There's just too much pressure. You know, and yeah, it just that kind of stuff. Can crush you and it can make you very resentful because you're out there doing all that and you come in and people are complaining and you think to yourself, wow, I've literally just like been slipping in mud for the last 3 hours where everyone's just chilling in the house and you're going to say to me it's not hot enough, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, and because someone decided to boost the heating at the wrong time or whatever because they just took it on their own.
There are consequences to everything, isn't it?
Literally every action. I tell my kids, you leave a tap on in this house, we're going to have no water in the morning. Yeah? When we run out of water, I tell my kids, if it's yellow, let it mellow. Yeah, if it's brown, maybe flush it down. Maybe. But I
Or
tell
like
you,
there's some like don't flush the toilet at night. As in for number ones.
yeah, of course. Like
Just keep it moving, bro.
Yeah, we are.
Just flush it first thing in the morning.
That's it. And there is a little bit of like management like that, but you just came off the back of a wonderful visit, a validating visit. So I looked up to a farm in Oxford called Willowbrook Farm.
Oh yeah.
And you've been there before?
I've been there, yeah.
So the owners of that came the other day.
No way.
Yeah, they came here. So there was a bit of history between them and Abraham's because we were kind of competitors, let's say. So I went there originally to kind of talk to Lutfi just to kind of show that we're not that, maybe that was how it was before, but we're not that. I see you as someone who's contributed to the movement, right? So, but Lutfi, with his own, kind of his busyness and his difficulty to just arrange things, we never really connected. So there was, about a few years ago, he asked he said, I'm going to pop around here, but he ended up not coming. That was literally 4 years ago. And they just don't get time off, like us, right?
Yeah, of course.
So they ended up sleeping in their camper van at the bottom there, and then they walked over in the morning and they stayed. And it was a validation for me. And why it was a validation was how hard it has been, and the difficulties that we face as a family to establish this. It's not an easy thing. And I always say to people, if you're going to do this as a family unit, you have to think 20 years from now. Like, that's what it's going to be in 20 years. Your kids are going to say, I don't want to do this. Like, are you ready for that? In your 40s, 50s, chopping wood, 60s, chopping wood, because your kids are like, no. Yeah? Or you're going to sell up. So I'm very attached to the goal here and the purpose, but I'm also not. I also know that it's the dunya, right? And,
Switch it up.
Can switch
Might
up.
have to switch it up, yeah.
Our yurt burnt down the other day. And that was just the biggest sign that 1 minute something's there, and next thing is a cloud of smoke.
Can I ask you? So this one thing I've been itching to ask you. So 2 weeks. So you put your deposit down, yeah. You chose the place. Now you're getting ready to move, bro. Yeah. You move all your stuff, right? I'm sure that was a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally your whole life.
First day, got the van came down. I stuck it into that building.
What do you mean stuck it?
The van was in the building. Or the building was in the van, which way we want to see it. I reversed the car and it slipped, yeah, and it just went straight, like literally
through the
building was in the van.
Whoa!
Like I was like, this is not good. This is not good.
First day,
27th of March, 2015. Yeah, just moving my stuff in. We didn't actually move until a month later.
Did you leave the van in there? Or just...
No. I had my neighbour came and pulled it up, pulled it out of the building. It's still got the scar in it now.
Oh, is it?
You go to Keston now, you see the van, the side of it, you'll see all the pink foam.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So you've moved your stuff in. I know that, like you said, moving is one of the most stressful things you're gonna do. Yeah. But my question is, first day in, what's that like, man?
Cold.
Like you've chopped off
the cold, because this house.
So Barnet.
Yeah, Barnet.
And then
gas heating.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah. Come here. Cold. That's the first thing I thought. This house is cold, bro. I was like, it was 12 degrees in there. Yeah.
So what did you have heating?
I had heating, so I got the heating going, put the heating on, all of that. But it just was. I felt cold.
Right.
I was like, this place.
Where
is
were
cold.
you living in, bro? Was it in a house, a flat?
Little flat.
So you went from a flat to a farm.
Yeah, flat to a farm. Yeah.
That might be the thumbnail, bro.
Yeah, flat to the farm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that first week, what was the first week like?
First week was...
Okay, so let me just frame it for you, yeah? Barnet, Sainsbury's down the road, Morrison's, yeah. So you've got your life, you're living day to day. I know you've dabbled in farming, right? You know farmers. You've probably gone to farms.
I've not dabbled in farming. I was complete virgin when it came to
what I mean is, know farmers.
Yeah, countryside.
Countryside.
Yeah.
But obviously, you're not living it, yeah?
No.
So you're still a London boy, yeah? So you grew up in London with all the amenities. I'm guessing you came to visit here a few times before you bought it, right? So you've come in, it's cold, you've moved in, you've stuck the van in there. First week, what is the thing that you've noticed that was so different from how you were living before? Like, what were the things that...
Quiet.
Right.
Just quiet, man. Like, my neighbour had MS, yeah?
Which one in Barnet?
In Barnet.
Yeah.
So she would get up in the middle of the night and have a bath to get rid of the pain, yeah? I could hear that bath. I could hear her moving in that bath, literally. And I used to be like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, what are you having a bath for?
Yeah.
She used to. if someone coughed next door, you'd hear it. Yeah. Here, there was nothing. There was no sound. Maybe a bit of a glimpse of something on the road down there, but nothing. That was weird. But wonderful at the same time. Oh yeah, and also it's pitch black. So we had this funny story because in my flat in Barnet, I put in blackout blinds. But when the guy came to put them in, my wife's like, no, I put them like this. And he was like, that's not blackout blinds. She goes, no, but that's how I want them. Yeah. So she put blackout blinds that are not blackout blinds. So when I got in, I was like, oh, wicked, man, he's put the blackout blinds in. The light from outside was shining through the back of the blinds. It's like still light. I'm like, these are not blackout blinds. She goes, well, he did say to put. And I said, we bought blackout blinds to black out the light. So we installed another set of blinds.
Right.
To black out the light. Because I just couldn't sleep. I used to hate it.
So you need complete darkness.
I just took that very seriously. Sleep hygiene and all that kind of stuff, right? So I tried to do that red light before I went to sleep and so on and so forth. My wife used to hate it. They say, oh, you're just making a big fuss for everything. But she sees the benefits now. When we got here, I couldn't see that in front of my face. I said, outside? No, inside the house.
Inside the house.
When there's a full moon, you can see your hand.
Right.
But if there's none, you can't see nothing.
So it's silence and it's complete darkness.
Like you couldn't. When you switch off the light, you can't see your hand in front of your face.
That's crazy, man.
So you're like that.
So what about out here when you come out?
Out here, you can see a little bit more, but you get used to it as well. And there's some light coming in from you switch a light on or whatever. But yeah, it's you come out with a torch, your phone light or whatever to see.
So what are things like shopping?
Yeah, shopping.
Milk's run out. So now it's a thing now.
Yeah, but I buy 30 bottles of milk and freeze it at a time. So we have a stock and a chest freezer. So
how long can you keep milk frozen before?
About a year, I think. But
serious?
Yeah, probably even longer.
I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah.
Does it taste the same? Is it raw milk?
It's raw milk. So
okay.
There's no difference. Pasteurized milk is just inert. So you freeze it, and there might be some bacterial, issue as it defrosts or whatever. But we've never had any issue with that. So.
Right. But when did you learn to do that? Was it first when you moved in, or
no? I was drinking raw milk for 5 years, nearly 4 years before.
No, I mean to stock it up. So obviously there was a period of adjustment, right?
Yeah. So chest freezer. That was the first thing. You need a chest freezer.
Right.
So I bought chest freezer was one of the first purchases. Filled it up with 200 bottles of raw milk. Well, we're done now. So I drive down to Somerset, picked up all my milk.
How long is that drive?
Hour and a half drive. Went to the farmer.
That's the longest milk run.
Yeah. And that milk is Hurdlebrook Farm, and he still goes to Notting Hill every week. And I used to drive to him, and I'll pick up 200 and something bottles, put in the chest freezer, and then that's our milk supply for 6 months to a year or whatever it is, or however long it was.
Right.
Yeah. And so that was the idea. Always.
So you freeze a lot.
Buy an whole animal, butcher it up. Get a cheaper price, you're going to get £7 a kilo rather than £9 a kilo or £14 a kilo. Right. Less butchery, you're not going to get nice chops and all that kind of stuff. Let's change. It goes backwards and forwards. Sometimes I'm eating animal. I don't even know what the animal is, but I don't know what pie is until I'm eating it because it's just chunks in a freezer.
Right.
It's only when I start eating, I go, that's a bit chewy. That's got to be the breast or whatever. But so we just become, you start thinking like that. You start going like, I need 2 tons of feed. Yeah. If I kill one cow, it's going to give me 250 kilo. You start thinking like that. So you start changing the way you kind of interact with food.
So do you buy your meat or do you grow your meat?
Mixture.
So how often do you eat your own meat?
So last year we had a lot of goat because we had 12 that I slaughtered in total.
Over the year?
Yeah, just the goats. But that was after quite a while. Yeah. And then the year before we didn't have any. So they're all babies.
Right.
So, and then, because they take about a year and a bit to grow on my land. So, but I also buy sheep in and slaughter them. Yeah. Now there is a lot of controversy around slaughter. So, how I do it legally, how it's supposed to be done legally. And that meat does not get fed to anyone else apart from my own family. Yeah. So, that's another concern that if you're going to do this and you're a Muslim, you've got to understand that the way that you...
Don't call him.
Yeah.
Don't call him and ask to,
Somebody, Qurbani comes, Assalamu alaikum. I said, it's illegal. Straight away. Illegal. That's my answer for like 2 weeks. There's FAQs. Penny Sonia, illegal. Right? It's like, it's okay, brother. I know how to do it. I don't care if you know how to do it. It's still illegal. I did it all the time in Algeria. It doesn't matter. You have to it's still illegal. They don't care about that, So yeah, we became sort of self-sufficient with meat. But yeah, I think we kind of gone towards like my processes and how I've gone there, but there is so much philosophy behind that. And I think there's a really important thing to drag out behind it, is because we have to understand where our food's coming from. I think to be good Muslims, I don't say Muslim, you can smoke, you can have your coffee, you can do a lot of, indulgent stuff, and it's not haram. Yeah. We're not saying, but to be a soldier, to be someone who's in control of your emotions, to be somebody who knows everything about what they're consuming, that's a journey. And you don't put that on anybody, that's on yourself. But I'm calling to that. I'm telling people to do that. And believe me, yeah, I'm the first. When a new burger place comes out, yeah, and they're doing the smash burgers, I'm there. I'm munching them burgers. Wicked. But that's because 90% of the year I'm eating food that I grow myself or slaughtering myself or whatever.
So halal and tayyib, innit?
Halal and tayyib, but you can also have junk food is not haram.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so leave people in their thing and let people have that. Like we went to a food festival the other day, and I told my kids, I said, free, yeah, and they were like, they just want everything. They just wanted to eat everything, and just let them have that time. That's okay.
Yeah.
But to switch it back up and to be like this consistently is a journey, right? And I just believe that, and I think one of the reasons why we started this discussion was because of the plant-based qurbani.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So you put I think it was a video where you had it in the background.
Real,
Yeah. And you're laughing about it. I think you were laughing. I said, "What's up?"
Let me see if I can bring it up, man. It was. Let's see. You've got it pinned in, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
I swear you pinned it, bro. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Eid celebrations with vegan Muslims.
Yeah.
That's bring your plant-based lunch. But this was on Eid al-Adha, like.
And I believe.
So you were going to go off on the phone, brother. And I said, no, hold it for the podcast, bro. Let's do. So this is your chance.
Yeah. So I'm not against any choice that you have about your food. Yeah. You can choose whatever you want. But if you are trying to convince somebody, there's a problem, because somebody's going to pick that up that shouldn't pick that up, and someone's going to pick that up that's going to impact them directly. Now, it's not haram to be a vegan, of course, but it's haram to say that it is wrong to kill animals. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Now, to say to do it badly, that's fine, because yes, we understand that. But to eradicate all of slaughter is to eradicate humanity and what we've been given permission for. So to say that, then you're going against the instructions and the commandments of Allah and His Prophet, which is.
Can I ask a question as well? Because there's something that really I didn't realize until I was watching this homestead. I'll send you a link to it. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So he talks about meat and stuff, yeah, and vegetables are good, but when you're living, say you move to Alaska, yeah, you can't live off veg.
It's caribou, man.
Impossible. He goes, meat is the most versatile protein you can get.
Cool.
Because you can eat it at any time. You got basically walking refrigerators, walking supermarkets, basically, and you just go and hunt.
You see, exactly.
And there's laws around that, what you can and can't hunt.
That's right.
If the antlers have to be a certain size,
that's right.
You can't kill females.
Yeah. And Americans have got the hunting down, locked down.
Yeah, they got it on Smash, bro.
So yeah, exactly that. That's because that's the ancestral model.
Yeah.
That is, and I call it the fitra model, right? That's what I said. I was actually going to call it the fitra diet, because the idea of the sunnah diet, I think, has been convoluted. You know, now that I always use the example. Now take that man, and now let's say that man become Muslim. Yeah. Now by default he has to eat biryani and dates. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that makes sense. Right? Now, by default, he has to have the sunnah foods of cucumbers and dates and watermelon or whatever the sunnah foods are done, or barley bread or something, yeah, that the Prophet ﷺ ate, or lentil soup or something in it. It's like Prophet ﷺ came for everyone. Inuit, Alaskan, South American, Southern Argentinian Guacho, right? Sheikh Ahmed Said was in a farm and two Muslims in Argentina. Now, they got a huge 4,000 acre ranch or something like that, or 400 acre, I can't remember. They've got a big ranch there. They're Muslims, but they're guachos.
What's guachos?
Guacho is like a cowboy.
Cowboy.
Yeah, but the southern, the Argentinian version of those.
Argentinian or Lebanese living there?
No. I think they're Argentinian. I think they're Argentinian converts. I think.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know. I have to double check it. He just mentioned them in brief, but I was just fascinated because that part of the world, and that's pure meat. That's fat, some flour, a little bit of flour, some grain that's grown in some locked off fields, and there's such a delusion around it. So what I'm saying is that it's not a list of foods, right? It's a list of principles, okay? And what that man said is so true. He said, go out in January and see where vegans are going to survive without a supermarket.
Possible. And
the walk-in refrigerator and a walk-in storage element is the forest, is the nature. I say it now. When people say, "Oh, what happened if you're snowed in?" I say, "I've got 5 cows here, man. Yeah, don't worry, I'm all right. A rope, a knife. If Armageddon kicks in, we're good, man, for at least 5 years, food-wise. Yeah, and it's like, but my wife needs tomatoes. My wife needs peppers.
Yeah.
My kids need crackers. Yeah, some mad things. Yeah, take that all out, and you're on meat, fat, and meat. And an animal gives you all of that. So you kill that cow, gives you all your fat that you need to kill, to sort that, to store that, to have that cow. So, for example, you're going to get about 20 litres of rendered fat. Right, 20 litres of rendered fat will cook all of your meat.
Of that.
See, because your meat's got some certain fat content in it, but you're going to also get 20 litres of rendered fat, which will store for a year, right? So you take chunks of fat, you boil it up.
Is that the stuff that you had last time when you came in?
So all of my food is from rendered fat, from beef rendered fat.
By the way, just sticking on a bit of meat, I came in and Muhsen had me holding a lamb leg and some ribs.
Yeah.
And he just just put it on the table, just put olive oil on it.
No, that's just
rendered fat. Also, I don't know what you put on it, but it's smelling gorgeous. But right now,
that was
as we
rendered
speak,
fat. Yeah.
Oh, was it rendered fat? Okay, yeah. Right now, it's cooking as we speak. Hopefully, it'll be ready at some point.
Yeah, we're going to be 7 o'clock, inshallah. Yeah,
it's been cooking for a few hours, so.
Yeah, no, that's the lamb is just a bit on top. We got 4 kilos of beef ribs in there.
Rib boy. Yes, bro.
I've got chops in there as well because I know the brothers might be hungry in between. So
we're gonna get behind the scenes on that one.
My someone I grew up with is a Libyan. My Libyan uncle. I used to call him Uncle Baba. Right? His kids used to call him Baba, so I call him Uncle Baba.
Okay. Yeah.
He was like a father figure for me as well. And he said, when we come here, he said normally the meat runs out. Like at a barbecue, or the meat runs out, and you got all the leftover bits.
Yeah.
He said, here, everything else runs out, but the meat just keeps coming. And at 11 o'clock at night, I came out, and the boys came, they were a bit hungry, innit? Cooked like 3 kilos of like long rib chops. And then his wife, my auntie, was like, what are you doing? I said, do you not know your family?
Yeah.
I said, they're going to cane this off, you're not going to see this, So, but yeah.
No, but for Arabs, Akhi, I know it's specific for Arabs. I can't speak for anyone else. Meat is
life.
Bro.
It's life.
Like when you put meat on the table to an Arab, it's like...
Yeah. Try and flip that into a... And the thing is, right?
Like, because on...
The respect that demands, yeah? And, I've killed. I'm a slaughterman. I'm a trained slaughterman. And I kill all the time. I slaughter all the time. And it takes it out of you every time.
I'm glad you cleared that up when you said I killed and then...
Yeah, I kill all the time. Just animals. I've never done humans. I'm not into the humans yet. I'm not a hitman. But the mercy that you're doing... Like, I don't... I've done courses here and I've shown people. And I said, you make a mistake now, it's torture. So you cannot make a mistake. That's why it is the hadith of ihsan. The Prophet ﷺ chose slaughter. So when you slaughter well. Sharpen your knife. Why? You could use any example. Carpentry, There's lots of Isa alayhi salam, a lot of his stories about carpentry.
Yeah.
Could have used in any. Cooking, chopping onions, but he chose slaughter because you got 1 second. You got one time. Your knife has to be perfect. Has to be one cut. Has to be one movement.
I've slaughtered before, bro. I went to... I'm not going to say. But this is a few years ago.
Yeah, keep it down.
Yeah, I was 15 years old. Yeah, so my dad didn't do the when the kid's born, you do aqiqah. So thank you. Aqiqah totally came on my head. So he said, look, you're going to do your aqiqah today.
For yourself?
Yeah, for myself. So I was like, what? He goes, don't worry. Jump over, pick a sheep. So I picked a couple. he did the first one. He showed me. I remember thinking, oh my God, this thing is dying.
Yeah, it's very, very visceral.
It's dying. Like, you know, yeah. And then you hear and then it was my turn to kind of do it.
You're shook.
So I had to trip it up. And then there was a point where it gave up. It kind of submitted, yeah. And then I don't know if YouTube's going to demonetize it, so I'll just keep it PG. Yeah? Once it was over, that process changed me, bro. Because then it's not just you slaughter it; it's everything comes after it, bro.
Of course, celebration, man. It's a celebration.
Hang it upside down.
Yeah, all the work.
Blow into it to separate the skin from the hide.
Yeah, you don't need to do that, by the way.
I know, but that was just tradition, isn't it?
It's tradition.
So,
this is tradition. I've done it with the Libyans. They come here, I said, listen, this is unnecessary.
But it's quite cool to see it. Yeah. Just let us do it, man. Just let us do it. And then use that, was it Philly knife, was it?
A Philly knife, skinny knife.
Skinny knife, boom, boom, boom. So, pull it down. And then actually have that as a rug. You dry it out, have it as a rug.
Every part.
And what we did actually was we took out the liver, and we cooked it straight away, bro.
Oh, yeah, raw, bro.
Oof. Oh, you're mad. Raw?
Yeah, man. Liver King.
Why?
Original Liver King.
Original Liver King.
Yeah.
Why though?
Just there is a lot of enzymic quality and it's part of the ritual. I just do it. Like you guys got your blowing up the thing.
Yeah,
I
you
just
got
eat my
eating
raw
the
liver.
liver.
And I also cook it nicely as well. I fry it very, very tender and I have it. Fresh liver cooked straight away is the best. There's no difference.
Because I don't like liver. I never liked liver.
There's no metallic taste because the blood hasn't changed.
Yes. So, but when we had like parsley and I think you put onions in it and stuff and boom, like ate it straight. It was so nice, mashallah, bro. But I think we're going to round this off, bruv. Yeah. So we kind of got up to...
I'll tell you what, just to sum up why I think, what's the link between this whole thing with this whole kind of...
Yeah.
Why this actually originally came from is the plant-based Qurbani, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
So the idea that animal killing, animal slaughter is morally deficient, okay, is imperialistic. That idea itself is imperialistic. Why? Because animal slaughter and the consumption of those products is necessity for at least 70% of humanity right now as we speak as subsistence farmers. So what you're saying is that these people need to understand that what we are telling them is better for them. That's the definition of imperialism. And this idea of it being imperialistic come recently. I read it in a book and I thought, actually, I'm gonna propagate that idea because I know Muslims not even seeing it that way. Oh, you eat less meat, it's better for the environment. Who said that? Who come up with that idea? Because when you root it back, you got Seventh-day Adventist Church behind that. They're vegetarians. They're the second biggest educational institution in the world after the Vatican. Right? They've funded science. They've talked about it. Like you can follow the paper trail yourself and see where it's at. So I say to people all the time, if you know what you eat, if you don't know what you eat, then you don't know who you are. Yeah, because if we are what we eat, if you don't know what you eat, then you don't know who you are. Start learning about what you're eating. Start reading the label. Start interacting with it like that. You're going to find that there is a more purposeful way of existing just from food. And that's why I think people have really, I've got the whole, families coming to stay here. I think that's what they're drawn to. They're drawn to the idea that we can do something a little bit differently. We have alternative cultures. So you're talking before about podcasts and waiting for Joe Rogan to give you the platform. Make our own platform. Make our own interactions. Tell the farmers, we're here for you. We did that. We came here and changed the whole industry. We consume 25% of the lamb and mutton in this country, the halal industry. And because of that, we changed farming for the whole of the UK. I've been told that directly by farmers and I've been told that directly by a man.
What way?
Because we eat a lot more mutton.
But when you say it's changed,
so the farming industry was struggling to sell. From what I understand, they were struggling. Mutton prices were very, very difficult. But the curry industry came and said, "Give us this, and we'll make it into curry." Okay. Now you ask any Bangladeshi, they'll tell you, Mutton is better in the
Bro,
curry.
I can't even tell you right now what mutton is.
Mutton is older.
I don't even know what mutton is.
Mutton is
I know it's sheep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
older lamb.
Right. So
Older.
how old?
Just
We're looking
2 years.
retirement age or
2 years. It is cull use, so retirement years, or it could be from 2 to 6, 2 to 8, 8 years old.
And
That's
what's that
mutton.
in human years, bro?
I don't
50s.
know. I don't know. Yeah, they're past it basically. So a cull ewe, a cull ewe is a ewe that hasn't had a baby. Yeah.
Oh, what? Sorry.
A cull ewe is a
Cull ewe.
Yeah, cull ewe,
Right.
which is considered is what. So when I order lambs, I order lambs and ewes, right? A cull ewe is a female sheep that has gone past her production or has an issue. For example, she has a mammary gland that you don't like. Yeah, like she gives half milk or something like that. Something that you want to get rid of. So you've looked at her, you said that's a cull ewe now. Good for meat, but not good for production of babies anymore. Okay, and then you also have ewe lambs that you're not happy with their quality. So ewe lambs are female lambs that they've grown and you've decided.
So what's a lamb then?
So a lamb, a male lamb. So that is a castrated male. Yeah.
What about you?
A ewe, you. What about you?
Who, me?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to go into that. It's going to turn into rush hour.
Exactly, rush hour.
It's a meme. So a ewe is a female.
Yeah, but a
EWE.
ewe lamb.
A ewe lamb is a female lamb.
Right.
A lamb
But- yeah.
is called a lamb.
No, but what is a lamb? So you said a mutton is over a certain age,
A lamb
right?
is baby.
So what's baby?
Baby 0.
So you can kill it, eat
No,
it from
you
0.
can't.
So
you
that's
can't.
what I'm saying. Yeah, okay.
So you could, 2 weeks old, you could kill it. It's not worth it, but you could eat it if you wanted to. Let's say if it was a bit sick, you kill it. You just have a baby lamb, but there'll be no muscle texture to it at all. It'd just
So
be like
what would be the ripe age?
the ripe age and the best age for lambs in this country can be from 4 months, but generally from 6 months to 9 months, and that's what you're eating
So
as
6
lamb.
to 9 months is lamb. Anything over 9 months is
No, everything over 9 months is called all season lamb. So that's OSL, or all season lamb, which is hogget. They call it hogget, but that's going to confuse everybody.
Right,
It's going to be
go
like pork, all right? Hog.
Yeah,
They call them hogs, actually. Hey, you want any hogs, mate?
Serious?
Yeah, he phones me and says, hogs. I said, what do you mean hogs? I want hogs. Halal, bro. Halal, 100%. So hoggets are male lambs that are over the age of 9 months that have got their no testicles. And then you have rams, and they're the ones that you keep
Why
their
don't
testicles.
do them like that though, bro?
Or all of them?
The testicle thing, bro. Why?
Because for management, also you don't want everyone to get everyone pregnant,
Why not?
because then you would have mass breeding and breeding from lambs that are not good quality. So you
Right.
buy a ram for £4,000, £5,000, proper ram, yeah, and you'll see that
Stud.
proper ram, stud. So the Texel ram looks like Mr. T, bruv. Like when you see some of these animals, these are units. They're just units. They're like that, yeah, pure muscle. So you take
So
that
all
animal.
they're doing is
That's it. They'll come in. They'll take care of 100 sheep.
they're putting
Yeah.
down 100
100 sheep. Yeah. So one ram. So
One
if
second,
it-
let's one second.
a bull is 1,000
So you're saying
cows. A bull is 1,000 cows.
So you're saying to me this one
One dude,
will breed 100
100 females.
chicks,
Yep. Yeah. In the
that's
season.
his job,
That's his job. Yeah.
and eating.
And not eating, and then he would pass it, or you would start going, right now he's done all of those. Now all his daughters are now there, so you may put him to his daughters again. That's called line breeding.
Well, that's a madness. Bro.
Yeah, animal world is mad. Yeah.
So
They might do, depends on the ram. Sometimes,
but there's no genetical problem. Genetic.
to daughter is okay, and then to granddaughter it starts getting a bit problematic. But I don't know why that is. I never really got into the genetic.
So
genetic.
I've got you
understand.
saying it wrong as well.
Genetical, mad word.
Genetics of it, yeah.
Yeah, so there's you basically want to have fresh blood, right? But fresh blood means a new ram, or just keeping your herd separate and you just half it. So you just take one herd and it's very
Breed it
easy
with
to
the
do
other.
that. They bring them all down. They have a gate goes left and right. They mark different colours. That's it.
Oh, so that's why they do that.
No, the different colours you're seeing is purely to do with
Whose sheep it is.
yeah, sheep
Right.
location. So the
So you got
red is
your own
Trevor.
sheep signs, yeah, gang signs.
Yeah, they do. There's a D,
Oh,
D
is
for
it?
Davis, yeah, and then a S for Silverthorn,
Okay.
and then
they're
there's a red
banging
for Trevor.
sets over there, bro.
Yeah, it's Cribs and Bloods up here, bro.
Some bloods.
So yeah,
I heard something really interesting. Have you heard of Steve Rinella, bro?
no,
He's like a hunter, so he's very famous on this. So you should follow him. He's quite good. So he was saying something I really didn't think about. So he goes, when you're hunting, when you go hunt moose or caribou or whatever it is, he said that, did you know that if you left a caribou or a moose for a certain amount of years, so I think he said 8 to 12 years, I can't remember exactly, they'll die. They'll eventually die. Because what happens is, number one, they're doing what your ram's doing, bro. They're just breeding with all the females. Then they're fighting off all the males. So all that energy is expended. So if they don't get hunted, they'll just eventually die. So he said that because he's talking to a vegan, he goes, listen, like,
it's the most vegan thing you can do.
This is it, because he's gonna die anyway. That's his journey. Yeah, and even like, for example, in America, because they're not supposed to. There's certain laws. Now there's some areas where you have to kill only females because there's just too many.
You see, we hunting is a completely different game of fish. Game of fish.
Kettle of fish. Yeah.
Like, game of fish. This guy's getting me
But
saying.
again, I'm not an expert. I just heard it literally the other day.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm sure
like,
there's more nuance to what he was saying.
It's exactly that. There's no more nuance to it. It's all animals will die. It's as clear as a thing. So,
and if you don't eat them,
are we going to leave them to die by nature, which you would hate to watch? Yeah. Or are we going to take them at their prime? Yeah. And that's where it comes back down to, if you slaughter well.
What happens to a sheep?
We are ending that life cycle with a 1 cut and a 2-minute bleed out in a completely restrained position. That's the best way you would want to go. The best way, yeah? And that's where I come in with my advocacy of stunning as well. I think stunning is a good innovation. As there is negatives to them, of course, because of the management of the stunning and how the stunning's done. But Temple Grandin is somebody I look up to. She's an autistic cattle expert, right? And because of her autism, they call her the woman who thinks like a cow. Okay, very interesting story.
That doesn't sound very nice, bro.
A woman that thinks like a cow. Like,
that's deep.
You know, a woman who is a cow.
Well, that's one step away, isn't it?
Yeah. So she is a very interesting character. A film was made about her by Claire Danes. It's called Grandin. Yeah, you can watch it. And she converted all of America's slaughterhouses with her system, which is all based on curves, right? So she watches how the animals move in nature, and then she replicated that into a slaughterhouse design system. So today's slaughterhouses, you'll go, you see a curved wall. That's a Temple Grandin innovation. Okay, she's a master of her art. Robert Greene mentions her in his book, one of the modern masters. Yeah, didn't know this until afterwards. So I'm now on Temple Grandin reading this Robert Greene, and it connect together. So it was amazing. And she said there's no difference between non-stun and unstun. Yeah, none. She said it is as good as each other. So why are we talking about only that? Not the journey of the cows, not the way that the cows are moved through the slaughterhouse, not the way the cows are taken through the slaughterhouse, the way the cows are taken through the layerage, the way the cows are taken to the... He goes, slaughter starts from day one. When the cow is born, getting them used to human interaction. That's what slaughter's about. So that's ihsan all the way. So she said, let's look at that. And she converted 150 million cows slaughtered overnight with her systems, right? Because she bought a better system. So let's listen to her too. Yeah, Muslims don't just listen to Muslims. We listen to the best. Yeah, the guy who just built the Cambridge Mosque, he's not a Muslim. Yeah, he's the best architect in the world, and it's a marvel of architecture. One of the best architects in the world. They got him to do it. That's who we are. We always ask for the best. The cannons that took out the walls of Istanbul was from a Christian. Yeah, it was a Hungarian Christian.
Right? Yeah.
You see, so we've never discriminated about who and who's not Muslim. We've discriminated against quality. That's how we've done. And I really, the brother who runs Craven Arms, I think he's met Temple Grandin or the person she works with.
Her name is Temple.
Temple Grandin. That's her name. Grandin, yeah. Temple Grandin. And, so I'm very much open to listening to all of the different understandings of that and how we can incorporate, because we can become very blinkered in our vision about how animals should be. Because even camels are killed differently, right? And then when you get into hunting, and it's just not gone into enough in today's age. And it is the crucial thing of our age. Because if we can kill animals mercifully, we always have something there. But if you go to the Egyptian slaughterhouses, you'll say, "I will never eat meat again." It's absolute torture. You go to with the land when they land the lambs at the beach and they're just slaughtering them in front of each other.
What?
Yeah, man. It's just see videos of it. It's awful. So, but these are workers who are stressed out, human beings who haven't got their rights, and now you want them to give animal rights. As my dad said, he said, it's good news when they start protesting for animal rights in our countries because that means their rights have been secured, right? And he works for Amnesty International, so he's very up on that. So I just really, we have to be a bit more, like, we have to ask a few more questions than whether it's just this or this. Get into it, understand it, and we're going to be in a position where, that was the other thing I want to talk about, slaughter. You mentioned that you have a 15-year-old boy. That is a rite of passage, right? We haven't got that in our community anymore. Slaughter is a way to, in my opinion, I know this might be a bit of a stretch, but I've run this by a few psychologists. One is a trained equine therapist and qualified master's degree psychiatrist, PhD actually, psychiatrist. Another one was a counsellor from North London. And I run this idea by both of them. And she said, I really believe you're onto something. I said, slaughter will reduce knife crime.
Oh.
Slaughter would reduce knife crime. That's my hypothesis. Teaching young boys how to slaughter will reduce knife crime. What do you think of that? It's a big jump now, isn't it?
Especially what's happened in Croydon recently, bro. That girl on the bus. I don't know if you heard about her. Bro.
A girl?
Yes. He must have moved to a friend or something, and she's like, look, and he just stabbed her in the neck.
Are you joking?
Killed her on the bus.
You wouldn't be able
8:30 in the morning.
Look at that. He's probably wearing school uniform.
I'm so happy that you didn't hear about it, bro. Because
that's disturbing.
That's news you don't want to hear. Like, and then you got like conversations around what the police do. Bro, why are you blaming the police, man? Look, I'm not a huge fan of the police here, but put the blame where it's supposed to be.
This
guy came out of a woman and a man.
That's right.
who their job was to raise him.
That's right.
People having children without stepping up to the responsibility to actually making them into, human beings. Now, as a father, if you fathered a son who is able to go on a bus and
stab a girl,
you
got to take it out on the chin, man.
You have to really ask yourself, did I raise this person right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And the thing is, there are many factors, yeah? Of course. Because the state really, the state kind of handcuffs parents sometimes.
And interrupts the process
the process, yeah? But there's many people that raise kids and...
Of course, of course. Also, and I always say this because just look out of empathy.
Going back to your slaughter thing, we'll go back to that.
Yeah, but just out of the empathy, because, I've seen people who've raised, my friend raised champions, and then they took that champion stuff and went to the road with it,
Yeah.
Because everyone knew that they were champion. And I remember him getting hurt, right, on CCTV, and he got up after getting hit badly, got up after that hit, and I said to his dad, now you got a problem, because now he's got a name for himself, that he beat up 4 men. So everyone's going to come after him, and X, Y, Z, and so on and so on. It's just how it goes. And that's just been his life. He ended up here. And he was here working with us, done the slaughter with me, tears in his eyes, seen the blood, seen the gore, seen the poo, the poo is a man thing. He said, this is too hard. It's a graft. So this is the hardest day because it was raining, it's wet, it's cold. I said, you got to carry on. I said, your gloves are stupid. There's a problem, it's your gloves. You're scooping it up and they got wet and all this kind of stuff. And he struggled. He was out there. I was getting electrocuted by stuff. He was like, I'm like, stinging nettles. And he's like, there's no stinging nettles here. I was getting electrocuted. Right? There was water and electrics and stuff. Right? So he's seen that. Goes back to London. Ends up in trouble again because someone came up to him. So sometimes, no matter how good you do of a job, you're going to end up with that as well. But he would have never stabbed a girl in the throat. He would never have done that. Yeah. So even though
there's levels, bro.
There's levels, of course.
There's levels.
The point is.
But again, environment.
It dictates a response. Once that blood rushes from an animal and you see that eye go down, I have gone to sleep, woke up in the middle of the night and seen that eye. Yeah? I've killed thousands. I did over 1,000 in a few hours when I did my Qurbani bills. I told them I wanted to do my assessment on Qurbani Day. So I was there just doing Qurbani. Killing. I killed over 1,000 sheep myself. Yeah?
That's crazy, man.
In a few hours, it was high turnover. People shouting at me because I missed one. You know, like I slipped, the knife flew out of my hand. Yeah, I got a man sharpening a knife for me because it's so quick. Yeah, and then I've come here and I've done 10 in a day. Yeah, so
Well, I done one, and that was
it just takes you out.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and then all the scutting and the skinning and all of that.
You
as
did
well.
all that as well?
All of that.
1,000.
No.
Like, you're some Conan the Barbarian, bro.
That's the killing only. That's in the slaughterhouse.
Okay, because I was thinking, bro.
On farm back 10. Yeah.
Did you ever think like to do one of these ones? Ching, 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 ching.
So yeah.
So how do they so when you're slaughtering 1,000, yeah?
Yeah, it's on a line.
So they just come out,
they just come in
heads.
the restrainer. You turn their head. Bismillah Allahu Akbar. Bismillah Allahu Akbar. Bismillah Allahu Akbar. It's just so fast.
Right,
stunned is quicker. So stunned is because unstunned they have 27-second delay between the cut and the machine moving them forward.
Right.
Whereas a stunned is much quicker. So it's cut and they are because they're stunned and then they're gutted before the. So it's so quick. It's literally like 15 seconds and you miss it. Like this, you just go like that and then the sheep's gone past and it's happened and then I've got the foreman come out, he's shouting at me. Because every slaughterhouse, you've got your Muslim killers, so you've got your Imran, your Irfan, your Rahan, your Muhsen, you know, they're the killers. Then your foreman...
Killers, is that what they're called?
The killers or the slaughtermen, right? They say, you killing today? That's what they say, innit?
Right.
So there's no delusion about it, right? You're a killer. You're coming to kill, right? Then you got your foreman, he's always some English guy, or some Welsh
Zach's
guy.
got to do bare bleeps on this one, bro. He's got to do bare bleeps on this one. But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So you got your slaughterman, and then you got your foreman. And the foreman's probably been there 10 years, 15 years, yeah? Everyone is terrified of this guy, yeah? He's like a prison warden officer, this guy. He will swear at anybody. He has absolute authority, shouts at everyone, yeah? And that guy's always English or Welsh. And then the whole line is Romanians, Bulgarians, and like that's every slaughterhouse in the country is set up like that. It's mad. So you got and even if it's not a halal run slaughterhouse, you have the slaughtermen that do the slaughter, making it halal. And it's just guys in there just change the whole business because now they're just directed towards the Muslim community. So
you've got non-Muslims doing dabh.
No, none of the cutting is done by a non-Muslim.
Right, but everything else is.
Everything else is.
Right.
You see? That's all slaughterhouses. And they're just bringing, and that's the setup. So this guy, tall, in my mind, he was like 8 foot tall, yeah? But he's not, yeah? And he's come in and I've missed that lamb and he's effing and blind at me, man. Like, proper, terrifying, yeah? And he's like, just my whole existence, man. I was just like, and I'm like, it's my first day, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. So anyway, we, Belly of the Beast that was. So, but I sometimes, even though I've done all of that.
How has that changed you, bro, man?
It had an effect. It had an effect on me. But what I'm saying is that sometimes doing all of that, it was like PTSD. Like
serious?
Not in that.
Not that level, but
like I've heard that you get flashbacks, things like this, right? So, alhamdulillah, I didn't get any like shakes or anything like that, but I get flashbacks. Wake up in the night.
What, yeah? Like just seeing
and I feel something's dead in the room.
No,
like, things like that. You get this feeling that something's dead, or you did it wrong. You've not killed it properly and it's still alive. Stuff like this in your head, innit? But the mad one, and I heard someone say this before, and I think that's what got in my head. He said, you keep seeing their eyes. I said, why the eyes? Why the eyes of all the things? Because there's a key to their emotions, innit? We're humans, so we look at their eyes. They're not looking at you like that, but you start thinking that. And it's like, why have you done this to me?
Was it
anthropomorphism?
I can't
Absolutely, yeah.
Anthropomorphism.
An anthropomorphic analysis would
you're
be
projecting,
that.
basically.
You're projecting onto them that they are looking to you because you've done something, innit? But it's not the case. Like, that's meat, man. You have to get past that. It's just meat. Like, even with the kids, as soon as that head comes off and the feet come off, they're like, pulling the strings of the feet.
That's what I was going to say to you. Is that after all that process, you kind of get over it.
That's right.
That process of...
That's right. It's very emotional.
Yeah,
it's very emotional. And
it really is.
My dad is a bona fide Egyptian farmer. He's slaughtered before. He came here. We did a slaughter. Cried, man. I didn't see my dad cry in my life. I've heard him cry. I've never seen my dad cry.
Why did he cry that time?
Just too much. He just...
What was it, a cow?
Hold the cow. It was a sheep. I said, hold it down. And I said, let me put it in position. And I held it down. And then as the knife went in, he bawled.
Wow.
And that was hot. But my brother, my dad's son, so my half brother, and his wife, I don't think they've even seen my dad cry.
Right.
They were like, and it's like, they're kind of, he's a bit of an oddball, my dad, yeah? A little bit, like, he'll say silly things and just like, oh, sorry, my phone.
It's all right.
Yeah. I did turn it off. I've got
Bro,
an
can you
alarm.
show everyone your case, please, bro? To that camera over there. He's talking about slowly. He's got puppies.
Yeah, puppy dogs. My little one chose this.
Really cool.
But yeah, and that was very hard hitting for me, because to see my dad, like, and it was an emotion that came out, like he couldn't control it. And then we're all kind of like that. And I said, it's a real thing, it's a real thing. So that day I had a bit of an effect. So there's days that happen. Sometimes I'm just out there and I'm just like, I feel like a murderer. I feel like a murderer. Like I've come in and I'm just stinking of, I'm not even stinking of blood, I'm stinking of feces, and also just sitting there drinking a coffee, like just like, you know, that guy's hardened.
Do you wear the
by
whole
war.
thing?
No, just
in your clothes, raggo.
Most of the time it's a vest, because
wife beater.
Yeah, wife beater.
Yeah.
Wife beater. A black wife beater though.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The white is just too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. It's blood everywhere. So I don't. Yeah. So
you must look magnificent, bro.
I'm telling you, when it comes, and I'm just walking in.
Yeah.
And I told my
honey, I'm home.
Yeah. I told my friend, because my friend phoned me up, and he was having some trouble.
Yeah.
And with his missus and stuff in it, and he's like, she expects me to read a book when I come home from work, and I'm grafting all day. She wants to read a book. You know what I mean? So I said to him, listen, yeah. I said, I kill animals on a regular. I'm covered up with blood. Then I go forest and chop trees. I come back with sawdust and blood mixture on me. My wife came to me the other day and said, read the book to the boy. Yeah, and I said to her, I'm not reading. I'm covered. I'm finished for the day. She said, what kind of man are you?
What kind of man?
That's what she said. She was really angry that day. Yeah, she took it back. No, she took it back. But
after everything, chopping trees, I
said, you cannot do more manly. I said, all I have to do is put plumber, electrician.
No, raid the village.
Raid the village, I mean, come back with like booty from a war. I was like, there's literally, I'm like, there's nothing more. And he goes, right, and he said, and this is why I'm saying the story, because there's a wisdom in it. The community can take away your pain, yeah? Because in his mind,
it was only him. And
his mates, his friends, not really the same, they're not on the same kind of level. So they're more like, yeah, man, that's taking the mick, right?
Yeah.
But I said, my wife said to me, I said, listen, I'm not going to read Snail and the Whale, yeah? Or whatever it was. I think it was Snail and the Whale as a book. I said, because I'm not reading Snail and the Whale, I'm not a real man now. I went, and then he said, you know what this reminds me of, Umar bin Khattab, when the famous story, innit? When you tell the story.
No, tell it. I want you to tell it, bro.
So when the man's like, I'm gonna go complain about my wife's giving me a headache, and he gets to the door and he's just hearing the wife just smashing him, and then he's like, well, if the Amir al-Mu'mineen is getting this, then I got to shut my mouth. And the same thing happened to that brother.
Yeah,
and mashallah, that was at a time where they were really close to divorcing. And we worked at that point. We came together, a few phone calls here and there, and alhamdulillah, they're on really a good course. Baby now, so I mean, again, so they had 2 kids already, baby, and it just takes that, and that's why I always check in with people. And that happened for a dream, bro. I had a dream, and that's when I phoned him.
Wow.
I had a dream. So, and it was a mad dream, because the dream, I saw his wife, and the first thing, because I got her number as well, we're friends as well, and then I phoned him. I said, I need to phone him. And I phoned him and said, bro, I can't believe it. Can't believe you're phoning me. I said, I'm just in the process of this right now. Like, this is it. So then I just tell that story, and he's just like, oh man, if you're going through that with all the killing and all the slaughter, and I said, but we're eating animals by name. Yeah. I said, like, oh, is it this animal? Is it that animal? And I'm doing that. And yet still, I'm not. So we have to take, consolation in that.
Yeah.
And the same thing happens with this place that we have here anyway. People are coming with their problems. Everyone is going through the same things. We're all going through the same things. All got young boys that are growing up with an identity issue, trying to fit in, got the social media pressure, got the property issues now, like whereas our parents could just buy a house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got all of that.
Sky high, all this stuff.
So now am I valid because I'm staying with my dad still? Yeah? I'm not tough. I'm not like my dad. My dad was working in a mine when he was 8 years old. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we got all of these and the challenges, and they get young girls as well. All the young girls, I've got, daughters and what they're going up and the challenges that they're going through, and all you know, the sexualized imagery that comes at them through social media and the pressures and all of that. We're all going through the same thing. And that's why we have to, these conversations are important as well, because we have to continuously talk them through so we understand that we're not doing this on our own. Like, we're all going through it. I people think I'm going through something unique. Believe me, family issues. Someone said to me the other day, said, "Oh, now you become Pakistani household." Yeah? So this is just normal, bro. But he goes, "You haven't got any financial embezzlement. Wait till the financial embezzlement comes in." Yeah, where someone's gonna try and take you out your inheritance, right? And they're just saying this is how it is, and that's, you know, there's a consolation in that. And this yurt fire, I saw that the community were like, "You do not know what you've got there." I said, "Yes, you've got all your problems, but it's a sanctuary." That's how they said it. It is a sanctuary for families. I said, you know, I'll never forget this. Ustazi, he came here and he said, my son's first word was that when he saw the yurt, was beautiful. And he'd never said the word beautiful before. He was 2 years old. I remember my son using the word beautiful for the first time, describing that yurt that burned down. He said, subhanAllah, you know, and that's just what it is. It's just, we're sharing this space with people. We have to get that, you know, put an importance on time out. Yeah. And it's not about holiday, you know, make it holy day. Yeah. Change it to that. Holiday is escapism. It's not about escape. Yeah. Mix it all together, business and pleasure. Never forget what you're doing. Yeah. Never forget your purpose. Keep it in line with that. But at the same time, take time away in nature. Has to happen.
Realign your focus.
Realign, man. Realign.
No, 100%, bro. I mean, like, we need to build these spaces because, like, even at the gym, bro, like, there's many times I want to close it down, bro. Because it's a lot of work, bro. It's, people come, like you said, people have problems, they come to you, and then just something stops me, bro. So I realize, you know what, if I close this space down, there's 300-400 people in there that I'm not gonna
have that space
every day. Imagine, every night of the week, there, just improving, you know, staying healthy.
Saving, man.
This is it. So, like, even kids, bro, like, if I can stop one kid from stabbing someone, bro, because they've been in the situation at the gym where, like, we've had mothers call us up, like, well, my son's, like, bunking school. And we've had a word with him, say, look, you bunk school again, you can't come here. And he's not bunked school again. So do you see what I'm saying? So you're kind of working with the parents, and they need that.
It's men. It's men in his life.
100%, bro. 100%. A lot of single mothers there bring their kids that need somewhere to.
Is it majority Muslim or?
Well, is it majority Muslim, bro? It's about
50-50.
Mixture, bro. Yeah. Mixture, but I would say slightly more Muslim than not. But maybe 60-40.
So we say the kind of the cultures, the main cultures, Somali?
No, all different, bro.
All different.
We've got Dagestanis, Chechens, Pakistanis, Algerians, Somalis.
Okay, nice
like,
mix.
It's
a lovely mix.
Mongolians.
Yeah. Muslim Mongolians.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
What else, bro? Uzbek, Tajiks, Egyptians.
You see, all I'm hearing with that is different ways to cook meat.
Yeah. Bro, you know, there's a brother that actually comes straight with us. He's a cook from Uzbekistan, bro.
Oh, so he cooks with a big pilau.
I
was going to buy one from Uzbekistan.
The meat he cooks, they cook the pilau rice.
Yeah, the big dinosaur meat, I call it.
Yeah, bro, massive chunks of meat.
Yeah,
like
they call it wedding pilau. Yeah,
yes.
wedding.
We had
rice.
actually a aqiqah, innit? When we went to the brother's aqiqah, he cooked a massive thing of shoulder. But like it's good. Like, and I would say this place feels like the gym because although it's your home, we don't feel like you're trespassing, if you know what I mean, or over.
Keep it open, man. Keep it open.
So alhamdulillah,
make your place like a mosque, innit? Like I always say, like there are boundaries, and obviously we put boundaries in.
Yeah, of course, important.
It, you know, and sometimes they're overstepped a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, you know, my teacher said to us that, you know, not in so many words, but look, these things don't belong to you. Yeah. You know, it's like this belongs to the community. When you do something like this, it belongs to the community. So there is a calling behind that, because you're like.
Also, look at the flip side, though. Look at the flip side. You got into bad trouble with the
complain about Muslim community all day long. Yeah. But the reality is they're there.
They're there, bro.
That's straight away.
We're not the most functional. Not functional. What's the word? aligned mentally group of people, but we support and we're the most generous in the UK, bro. Like, this is known.
Yeah, 100%.
2 minutes.
Yo. Close 2 hours.
It's come 2 hours. Okay.
That's 2 hours, yeah?
Yeah, that's 2
Wow.
hours, bro. I'm freezing right now, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I've gone into my cold shower mode now.
Is it?
Yeah, I've gone
What
into
does
cold
that mean?
shower. Basil, inside.
Poor Basil.
He just wants to come here and have a cuddle, but he's not.
let him come catch, bro. Hey, Basil, come here, man.
What's it come?
He don't listen. Oh, here he is. Come here. Come here. Can you get him? Is he in the camera?
Yes.
He is, yeah? Bro, he listens, bro, better than my own kids. How's his chest, by the way?
Yeah, it's all right. Oh, he's
Is
had a
it still-
fight. Look, see the blood?
Who's he fighting?
Corby.
Yeah, they were beefing before, bro, when I came in. Like,
They've stopped. It's slowed down.
if you call Corby, would he come?
Yeah, if I called all the dogs, they'll run over.
Go, call him.
Come!
This is mad how obedient they are, bro. Oh my days, look at that. Come!
They're staying away, though. They're going to come all the way around. Come
Oh,
this way.
is it?
Yeah, look, this is what Basil does, see? You want to say something to the mic, bro? Huh?
Come on. Who's beating you up, bro? How old is he?
He's 8.
Hey, mashallah.
You see, his white in his hair came the same time as mine.
No way.
Mad.
Good. These are black.
What's his name?
All right, stop it.
Easy, bro.
All right, see, I'm going to take... See, you can see that he's
Oh,
cut.
there's blood on his neck,
Yeah.
bro.
I told you they've been fighting, man. What have you been doing now?
Bro.
He's going to end up... Hey! You're right. Right, go on.
Skin.
All of you now. Back inside. Go on. You've done your job. Go on, inside.
It's they're too beefing still, bro.
So it's just some stupid...
What's the beef, man?
It's possession growling. So he's growling at him because he wants what he has.
Right.
Or he's got something, he doesn't want it, to give it to him.
What, like what?
A bone, a toy, attention, space.
But he knows that
Basil,
Basil's your favourite, isn't it?
I don't
Be
know.
honest, bro.
I don't know. I don't think it's like that. I don't think they
No,
have
no,
it like that.
is he your...
Oh, Basil's my
yeah.
favourite, yeah.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Because it's just the longest bond, isn't it?
He's the one that done that thing in the forest.
Yeah.
I told him about it.
That's mad, isn't it? So, no. Pure, like, for him, for Basil, that was seasoned meat.
You know what? You got to tell the story, bro.
I can tell it. I have no problem with
Tell
it.
the story
Yeah.
because
it's
the
natural.
way it sounds something like something completely different.
Right,
Because you mentioned meat, yeah. People are gonna go like
Yeah,
so.
it's
Just
very-
tell the story,
it's very
bro.
natural.
Yeah.
So, I've gone for a very long walk in the forest with my dog. Right? I think we were about 4 hours out.
I will end on this, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So it is a disgusting story, and it is something that some people would say, why would you say this and put this out to the public? But it's what happened. It's what happened.
Okay, go.
So anyway, we went for a long walk. It was just me and Basil. Corby didn't exist at this point, so Basil was only 2 years old. And, he's gone off, and we used to go on these long walks, maybe 3-4 hours.
So it was Basil.
Yeah, it's Basil, yeah.
Okay.
So Basil's out, and he's, we've gone out for it was a very misty, moist kind of day, I remember. And then, anyway, nature called, and I had to go. I was like, I have to do a number 2. Like, it has to happen, right? And, I'm the last person. I don't want to do that. I'm not like someone, let me just,
Yeah.
if it has
But
to
number
happen.
2 is like critical.
It's critical.
It's like emergency, bro.
It's like-
because no one's gonna just take a casual number 1 like number 2, innit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Unless
critical.
you're a serial killer, bro.
Exactly. It's critical.
Yeah.
So-
So obviously it's been brewing.
Yeah, not even brewing. It
Oh, it
was
just
one of those-
came on?
It hit. And I
Oh,
was
the
like, I
tap-
have
the
to
tap
go.
one like
Yeah,
this, isn't it?
exactly. I was like, did I just have a coffee?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've actually done it very well. So I've got my 3 units. I've got like my piece of like a sort of
Nature's toilet paper.
like a spade. It's like a spade of
okay.
bark that I've
Right.
used to dig out the soil
Right,
to make a hole, which I'm then going to fill up.
Right.
Okay. So I've dug a hole and it's good, good little bit of depth.
You found a good spot.
good spot, clean.
Clean.
Dog's over there.
Right.
At least 50 meters away, I can see him.
Right. No people.
I've got
Is
a
it on
bottle
your on your property.
That's on my property in the corner of a forest.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
right?
So there's no one going to
No
be
one
walking
around.
around.
Exactly. And I'm hoping that none of my kids come down.
Right,
Because they're going to
okay.
be like, what's going on there?
Yeah.
Bottle of water. I've got my bottle of water.
Alhamdulillah.
So I'm ready to that. And I got some leaves as well, just to make sure that if there's not
Finish
enough,
the job.
just clean it all up
Yeah.
properly. So I've gone straight in, put myself nice and clean, and as soon as I had to go to
You're
toilet,
boxing it.
as soon as it
Oh.
came out, as soon as the number 2 came out, right, Basil was just sitting there.
So he's
I
just.
said, Basil, don't even think about it. And he just ate the whole thing. He just ate the whole thing. Nothing
can
was
I
there.
ask-
Nothing was
can-
there.
can I
Not even
say-
the soil. I was like, what is wrong with you? And now I'm like, I don't even want to clean myself. I'm just telling this dog off. And I'm having this conversation with this dog.
And you're not even
And I'm not
finished.
even finished. I'm not finished properly. the toilet's done.
Yeah, but you
the,
got-
the
you got-
cleaning and
yeah.
the sorting out's not done. So I basically ended up burying nothing because Basil ate it.
So can I say the consistency was it?
It was like a
It was one bite. It
yeah,
was.
he just took it. So it was for kind of perfect.
and he didn't even like that or nothing.
Nothing. So I was like, either my number 2s are that good. Yeah.
It's just been eating meat, innit? That's the-
That's what I said. It's meat with seasoning. That's it. Just came out. Just went through a fermentation process. I could not believe it, man. I still can't believe it because none of the dogs I've ever
He
seen
didn't
them do
even
that.
recoil.
He
Nothing.
didn't even recoil, man. He didn't shift nothing. He just carried on like nothing's happened. He's looking at me like that. I said, what's wrong with you, man? Like, nothing.
The worst thing is going through him and then going out again. That's double processed, bruv.
So yeah, that's
So really nice way to end the podcast,
yeah,
bro.
great way to end the podcast.
Barakallahu fik, bro. Is there any messages you wanna? What you're doing? What's happening in the future? And it's winter time now.
Yeah, so we've
So you're
shut
not
down.
taking
We
any
shut
more
down.
bookings?
Yeah, we shut
Yeah.
down. I've got a couple of some sort of bookings that come in from before, but just to shout out to the the new yurt that we're going to have. So that's going to be up and running, hopefully by next season, and we'll be taking bookings on that.
Inshallah.
And obviously, I've got a GoFundMe page on my Instagram, which is at Muzzy Farmer.
I'll link it on
link it on this, and yeah, if we can just scratch those last few donations in, that would really help with the furnishings and things like that. Because the yurt fire took out everything, like literally. And you can go when you go on the GoFundMe page, you'll see that the only things that were left was 3 things, and still I've tried to find other stuff. Was a Quran, completely there.
SubhanAllah.
Right, so you can open the Quran and read it. Yeah, another piece of paper that said dhikr, and another piece of paper said how to make dua.
That's mad.
Those are 3 things. But the slippers, the boy's slippers, was the mark that was on the ground. He was left. Because I remember this little boy, he said, he goes, oh, I lost my slippers. I love those slippers. The slippers, you can see the mark on the ground. The toilet burnt down completely. We had a little Portaloo toilet that was out of use. Completely burnt.
Plastic toilet.
Plastic toilet, completely burnt. The whole Keita shed, completely burnt. Nothing survived. A few little shreds of towels and canvas. But paper, Quran, opened up. The ladies actually got it. She kept the Quran as a reminder for my stupid mistake.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And then just those bits of paper. That was 3 days after the fire. Someone came up there and noticed those papers. It was a big sign for us, and but also to see that the community so quickly just came through and just supported
So
us.
how long has the GoFundMe been going?
It's only the yurt burnt down 23rd of August, so it's not
It
even
was
a month.
after I left, innit?
Yeah, it's just after you left.
Yeah.
It's not.
It wasn't me.
It was
but I
2
promise
weeks.
you.
I definitely know. I know exactly who it was.
Okay.
Because she was standing there going, "I'm not down here." So
What was your?
it was more traumatizing for her than it is for anyone else.
I can imagine, bro. I would be mortified, bro.
Can you imagine?
Especially if it's a mistake, innit?
It's a mistake, simple mistake. It's like leaving the handbrake off and the car blowing up.
Yeah,
Like, you
it's
never
a
think
mistake.
it.
I can imagine. Oh my god! I mean, shout out to whoever did that.
Yeah, and just I feel so sorry for her.
Yeah,
But
I can
at the same
imagine,
time,
bro.
she was one of the reasons why the fundraiser did so well.
Alhamdulillah.
She pushed it out to everybody. We have some movers and shakers in the community that pushed it out to their followings. It went far and wide.
So can you talk about how it happened?
Yeah, of course. It just very simple. The wood burner has, you it's like a number 1 rule. You never leave a log burner on or with unattended.
Right.
So it has to be that it's off or burnt out. So
When you leave
somebody might think it's burnt out, but if it's not burnt out, the only way to know it's burnt out is that there's nothing in that in the log burner.
Right.
Her mistake was that she thought it was all burnt out and left the door open of the burner log burner,
Yeah.
and then caused the fire from that.
So how it just jumped out or something?
Yeah,
Or-
embers. You know,
Right,
there's
it just takes one ember, bro.
ember, and then we had a lovely
Wind.
south-facing wind just came straight through the yurt and just. You know, you just don't do that. That's just the number one. And when I phoned the yurt guy,
But if it was closed, would it have happened?
yeah,
It would still have happened.
the door, you mean?
Not yeah.
Oh, the wood burner.
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Simple. It's handbrake on, handbrake off.
Right. So
what it is.
as long as you close it,
Yeah,
it'll
as long
burn
as you
itself
close,
out.
it can't. There's nowhere for it to go.
Right, I understand.
But
yeah.
having it open, it just a couple of bits dropped out, and that was it. You know, and I talking to the yurt maker.
Did
he
you
said
even
it's very
see it
popular.
happening, bro?
Yeah. The fire.
Yeah.
of course.
So when did it happen?
So I came back from slaughter, Devon. So I was doing slaughter in the morning.
In the daytime, morning.
Morning. So I'd left there's a hornet there.
Oh, that is huge,
It's
bro.
big. So I came out at I came back at about 10, no, about 11. So I did the gym in the morning, and came back and was getting the chickens in, and someone knocked on the door and said, "Look, Uncle, I think something's on fire up there." I just looked up, there's all black smoke going up. I said, that's got to be the yurt, man. When I got up there, it's just burnt completely. The door.
What
It's
was
funny.
it?
It was actually a little bit like tragically funny because I got up there, the door was like this, and then it went. And I thought, well, that's the door closed on this, you know. And then, you know, I just told everyone to stay down because everyone's like, "Let me help you, let me help you." I said, listen,
Let it burn out. One of those ones.
no, I had to put it out with a.
Oh, you had to put it out.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of firefighting. So I did slaughterman, firefighter, plumber, yeah, all in one go. So, alhamdulillah, like, you know, just the response from the community, something is taken away, and then Allah give
Hundreds
back.
giving it back.
Yeah, and then even more so because, you know, we're going to pay for a new, better year is one. But it's not that. I had already won when the community responded the way they
Yes,
responded.
yes.
I had already won in that way because it was like people just, you know, what we're doing. So it's put us even more on a map.
On the map, yeah.
For what we're about, because people said, this brother, this is what he's doing, and they just kept on saying that, and that message kept repeating and repeating onwards. So, you know, that's kind of, you know, that's a very important part of why I wanted to do the podcast. So this, you know, get that out in the podcast as well. I want people to, you know, obviously if you can donate, but just to get that message out, share to people, let them see it. And then that will set up customers for many, many years afterwards. Like the majority of our people that are coming now are return customers.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, we have a lot of families that just book
I
out
had
the whole
people
farm.
messaging me, sending me forwards of your thing,
Oh, is it?
saying, "Bro, did you hear about this?"
Yeah, it's gone around, man.
Yeah, so it's kind of gone around. But I'm not going to do it just once, but 3 or 4 times, bro.
Yeah, it's
like,
gone around.
It's gone around
Gone
from
around.
different people that
Different
don't know each
angles,
other.
don't know each other. Yeah, I had the same. I've had people send it to me, and I'm like, "It's my you fool." You know, I think it was.
That's how you know people don't think when they forward things,
They just
isn't it?
forwarded it. I said, I'm offended by this, you know. So, what? He sent it to me. You seen this, man? See what happened to the brother? You know, mad one.
Jazakallah khairan, Muhsen. Barakallahu feek. And to everyone at home, we'll see you on the next one.